not a great game.
No, it's a pretty ugly game.
Not a great game.
I think Padres just walked another Dodger.
they walked a few along the way. How you feeling now?
Feeling good, buddy. Feeling good. Emily has decided. I don't know if she's in Korea for the game.
I don't think so.
She just didn't tell us. But Emily, obviously, she should be. Her flight was at 7 a.m. this morning.
I chatted with her briefly this morning.
I'm jealous.
And
she should be.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, she should be pretty. I think she gets there 10 o'clock. No, it's going to be 1 o'clock our time.
She left at 1 o'clock our time is about when she's going to land. So Laura is in the producer's chair today.
I am in
good
the hot
morning.
seat. Good morning,
Roars.
guys.
Laura,
Thank
look
you.
at Laura, ready to go.
I'm a little nervous. I told Trav, he's like, "How you feeling?" I'm like,
Get
"I'm
outta
nervous."
here,
This is the
nervous.
only show that I obviously filled in before, and I've done a little. Hit it, smack it hard, Cody. Do it right.
Make sure you mention hit it, smack it hard.
Oh,
the
mic.
Thank
Yes,
you.
the mic. Yes, the
Let's
mic.
put the noun in there. It was not
It's
enough.
a microphone, guys.
The
Pre-smack, a little
The
pre-smack
microphone.
before I hop on.
You got to pre-smack it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You never know.
A little nervous. Well, yeah, it's Travis and Sliwa.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
like the
nervous.
last
Why are you
two
nervous?
guys. This is
Well, because I haven't fully been by myself to produce. Like, I've done Mason Ireland. I've done Sit Down on Cap. I've sat in with you guys, but I've never fully like, yo, this is your baby for today.
You're
So,
fine.
You know?
You're going to do just fine. Slee and I are very difficult to work with. So,
Not at all. Not at all.
Try to muscle your way through it and deal
No,
with
you guys are
the
great.
we should actually
personalities that you have to
we should,
deal
like,
with.
after the first break, just start cursing,
Throwing
like,
stuff around
What
in
the
the
hell
studio?
is going on? Just to throw her off a
Oh,
little bit.
are you guys going to give me flashbacks of when I was in college with Briones? Is this what's going to happen?
Oh, did you have a thrower and a lunatic person?
Oh, my God. Okay, first of all, Briones and I have known each other for X amount of years, like since 08, 09.
Okay.
And one time here with Adam Bronstein, we were going, I don't even know what was going on, but we were at it.
Bronny had some hallucination moments.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was like, no. I mean, me and Briones were going at it, and we're like, bleep you, blah, blah, blah. And you see Adam in the corner, and he goes, I don't know what to do.
What's going on?
And he walked away, and he comes right back, and we're laughing, and he goes, what did I miss? I was gone for 2 seconds. I'm like, dude, this is us.
So you guys fight like brothers and sisters fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, no,
And
that's
people
okay, then.
people get so tripped out when they see that because they're like, you're at work. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I can
Bring a
kick
little of
his
that
butt.
heat to our show today. Start yelling at Cody. Start calling him names.
Smack it hard, Cody. Smack the thing hard. The mic.
The mic.
What's up, bruh?
What's up, bruh? I actually smacked it a little too hard. I think my hand's a little, there's a little blood.
Numb.
Well, you gotta you want to smack it hard, but not too hard. There's a
little
range
pre-smack.
in
A
there.
little nice
pre-smack.
one, you know?
Yeah.
Did
Enough
some.
to get its attention.
Did something yesterday.
What'd you do?
I got one in.
Hot yoga?
I got one in.
There we
Actually,
go.
that happened too. But
Oh, you played pickleball.
Got one
Oh.
in. Got a
Nice.
game.
You did.
Yeah.
Why?
Needed to.
Why?
Yeah. Feel better about myself.
Why did you need to?
Okay, so here's why I did it. I did it because I don't know how I could forget all this. I forgot everything. I forgot the
feel you.
scoring.
The
I
kitchen.
forgot when to go up, when to come back.
Never
I
forget the
forgot.
kitchen.
I forgot everything. So I went and played a little. I like to call it pickup pickleball.
Oh, you
Portion of
just
the
showed
kitchen.
up at the park?
Pick up pickleball, right? So you get put your paddle there. Problem was there's only 2 games that were going on, and they had 4 and 4. So
Oh,
like,
they all knew each other?
yeah, I'm pretty sure they knew each other.
Okay.
So I'm the 9th dude. That's like the worst thing possible. It's like playing pickup basketball. You got 5-on-5, and some idiot nobody knows is number 11, and they're like we're gonna screw all this
so
up
I don't know
because
the
of that.
etiquette of these things. Do
Yeah.
they have to let you in,
So
or could they just leave you
don't-
standing there
I
like a
don't
dope?
know, I don't know the etiquette either. However, last year when we played, there are a lot of times that these guys would just be like, all right, somebody's waiting, let's rotate. Whoever lost, let's rotate him in, and that's what they do. So I did it. That's exactly what I
So
did.
you played with 3 random strangers.
Played 3 random strangers,
Okay.
played 2 games. First game,
Were they better or worse than you?
everybody's better.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, no, everybody was better. So got a chance in the first game. We lost. Let's just say I probably had a couple critical mistakes at a key time.
Okay.
But
what
the
were
guy,
your mistakes?
A couple serves. Just freaking get it in. Why are you trying to slice and dice? Just get it in.
Okay.
Just small, stupid things that are unnecessary.
You know, there's
Trying
3
be too
numbers to
cute.
the score. Did you remember how to do
Remember?
that?
Okay, so it took a second.
Yeah.
But after a little while, it's like, all right, it's 8-6-1 or whatever. Okay, so I got the scoring back. Lost the first game. The guy that I was playing with didn't give a flying you-know-what. He was just out there getting a little. Second game?
That's good prep for what you're going to get on Saturday.
Second game? Give me competitors in the world of sports that you're like, okay, this guy's taking it a little bit too far.
Mike Trudell.
This guy's gonna make Mike Trudell look like it was
Clint Yates.
This guy.
Perfect.
This guy wouldn't stop talking the whole time. You gotta come up. You gotta come up with this, sir. You gotta come back. Yeah, this.
How do you not just leave at that point?
Well, I thought it actually kind of got a little funny to me. It got a little funny to me because some of the tips he was giving me, I'm like, no, actually kind of, let me get some of this information. I'm only going to play. This is my final game, and then I'm done. I was there for maybe a half hour or so.
Okay.
But my favorite part of the day is when I went to his territory and hit what should have been one of his balls, he lost it. It was amazing. It was amazing. Like when I tell you that this guy cared so much, we ended up winning 11-9. Okay, we ended up winning a tight game. It was a close game, but it was kind of one of those. I knew I shouldn't go to his space, but a couple times he had come to my space. So now it's like, look, if you want to come to my area, there was even one. There was one point he even says, "I know, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that." I'm like, it's fine, it's not a big deal. But when I came into his space, what are you doing? You can't be grabbing that ball. And I'm just like smiling at the guy.
Why not?
I'm like, are we really doing this?
That's a great question.
In basketball, it would be like, just check ball. Let's just go. I don't know what the term is for pickleball, but I was like, can I just get the ball back?
I remember some of the vernacular. I think it's who cares.
That could be it.
You can't come into my space. Who cares? It's the most liberating phrase of all time.
I've got a game in. That's all I needed. Use the new paddle. I'm ready for Saturday.
Question.
Nice.
Take me through. I know you get 2 serves, right?
Yeah.
But if you score a point, you stay on that serve.
Yeah.
So if you and I are a team and you're serving, okay, and we win that point, it's 1-1-0. If it's the first point of the game,
it's 1-1. That's a little confusing in the beginning because you only get 1 serve in the beginning. So let's just say the score is 7-7. We're tied at 7 apiece.
Okay.
And it's our first serve.
Okay.
7-7-1. And then
the serve number goes last.
You screw up the first serve. 7-7-2.
Okay.
Now I'm serving.
Now let's say the other team won that point. They don't get a point. We just move on to the second serve. Correct?
Just move on. They can only score.
You can only
on their
score
serve.
on a serve.
Yeah.
Now, I'm up to speed. I'm basically could be a rules official.
So yesterday we had Amy from Agape Tennis and Pickleball, right? And from where we're going to be. And she was giving us a little bit of a lesson back here. And she goes, you have to be very loose. And I'm very not loose. Like, I'm very rigid when I'm hitting the paddle. But she's like, you got to just swing it and just like, let it be loose. I mean, you got. Somebody said that they like tuned in right when I said smack it hard, and they're like, "What is she talking about?" I'm like,
talking to Cody is what she's doing.
We have a microphone issue.
She was talking with Cody. She told Cody to smack it hard.
Yeah, I did.
And that's a direct quote.
Any tips like that? I'm not. I don't want any of those tips. I just wanted the structure of how do we play again, and then once I got that, I'm good.
You know what's bad for somebody's look? Trying. Like, imagine if someone saw you try. How embarrassing. How incredibly embarrassing to try when someone's looking at you.
No, I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
You don't believe anything I say. What else is new?
No, because last year there were some points where you were a beast up at the front. You looked like you were trying to get a W. You looked like you were trying to get a win. And we got some wins. So you kind of tried a little.
Let's make sure that doesn't happen. No, look, once I realize I might have a chance to win, then I might try a little bit. But if I know I'm going to lose before it even starts, then I don't try. That way I can say, well, I didn't care.
Are the Vans making a comeback?
It's a really good question.
I think he's going Hoka.
So here's the thing.
Nice.
I don't think I am for one very specific reason.
Yep.
They're kind of wonky. They have such a thick sole that they're not super stable. And if I have to start and stop and cut and all these things, I want something that I'm not.
Demolish your
It's
ankle?
almost like you're on high heels. I don't want that. Like I feel oddly tall when I have those shoes on. And it feels like I'm not super stable on my feet. So I think I am going to go Vans.
You got to be careful though, because it
shoe.
might rain. So you know.
Wow.
Is it raining on Saturday?
Might.
A little bit.
And if it is, we gonna make it fun. It's gonna be like,
like
we
45,
dancing in the
45%.
rain. You know.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It's Orange County.
I think it's supposed to rain before we
even get there.
Yeah, before we even get
Cloud seeding.
Three of us. It could be that.
Cloud seeding.
It could be the cloud seeding all over
What's
again.
going on?
We have
Starting in Saudi Arabia.
they're bringing it to Fountain Valley next.
Yep.
From Saudi Arabia to Fountain Valley. Ask Laura is coming up at 10:45. So if you've got an Ask Laura, you can do it on the phone, 877-710-ESPN. You can also send them to me, to Al, to Cody on Twitter, and we'll ask her some questions as well. So not only pickleball on Saturday, we start at 10 a.m., the Agape Pickleball Center. We've got our Islands Madness tomorrow at the Islands in Manhattan Beach. You and I are going to be out there.
Yep.
Mason in Ireland, Sedano and Cap are going to be out there. But Friday, Slee.
Okay, Friday, City of Anaheim for Madness Friday. We've been talking about it now the last couple of days. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Pizza Hut in Anaheim. 301 South Magnolia Avenue. Come out for a chance to win a 75-inch Samsung high-res TV from our friends, who, by the way, have been with us, partners now for 25 years, Isaac and Roy from Mirror Audio Video in Westwood. We're going to be giving away that TV. Nothing but TVs to watch the games at this specific Pizza Hut. Plus, we have happy hour special starting at 10 a.m. $1 off pints of beer, $2 off pitchers, half-price apps, the $9 express lunch deal, and more. Pizza Hut in Anaheim this Friday for the Travis and Sliwa Show. No One Out Pizza's the Hut. Let me simplify our promotion.
Yes.
Come hang out with Travis and Sliwa on Friday.
You can win a TV.
We got March Madness that's going on.
Have a beer.
If you're an Aztec
Watch
fan, you want to watch
basketball.
Aztec starting at 10:45, come join me there. But we don't make it out enough, and we don't make it out to Anaheim enough. Come kick it with us.
Yep.
That's it.
It's going to be good.
That's
We're going to
simple.
start at 10, beer, TVs, basketball, Travis
And
Lee.
we're chefs. We're going to make pizzas for
We
everybody.
might make a pizza or two along the way. Should be a great day, so come out and do that for us as well. Dodgers are 1-0. Didn't play all that well. Got a lot of good breaks, and then one of the best breaks that I've seen in I don't know how long. That's next. Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
The most
Lux. And he bounces one. That's off the glove of Cronenworth. Rounding and coming in. Teoscar. He will score the go-ahead run.
Through the webbing. Right through the webbing.
Oh, my goodness. I've never seen that like that. Right through the webbing.
I mean, is that an error on the equipment manager? Wow.
Hey, I'm Dave Denholm.
And I'm Mario Rees.
You know us from the LAFC radio broadcasts.
Now we have a new podcast called LAFC Plus, and you can find it on the ESPN LA app.
LAFC Plus brings you all the latest on the black and gold.
Plus, we break down the latest news and interesting stories from around MLS.
For all the news, fun, insight, and everything that is MLS and LAFC, join us on LAFC Plus.
LAFC! It's available on the ESPN LA app and everywhere you get your podcasts.
Join us.
All right, the NCAA tournament is almost here. Slee and I are in matching shirts.
Yep.
And you can come hang out with us at the Dine-In Pizza Hut on Magnolia Avenue in Anaheim on March 22nd. There is Dine-In Pizza Hut still out.
Listen, you eat pizza, you hang out with us.
Win.
College basketball going on. We're giving away a 75-inch 4K TV. Of course, we're going to be giving out specials the entire time. You know Pizza Hut's going to hook everybody up. What's better?
They have menu hacks that we can talk about. Come on out, hang out with us. Pizza Hut in Anaheim, Magnolia Avenue, March 22nd. Don't
Miss out.
that.
Travis and Sliwa on 710 ESPN.
So we're watching the replay of the Dodgers and Padres in the Seoul series. Game 1 was this morning at 3 a.m.
I'm gonna churn the replay off at the 8th.
It's probably the right time for you. Did any of you guys consider getting up at all? I know you were kind of like out from the beginning. I was a very casual. If I wake up, I'm not sleeping great of late, so I'm waking up every couple of hours anyway.
So if like the timing hit,
if I just happen to
4 a.m. and
right, so at about 5 minutes to 3, my eyes wake up and I'm like, this game's about to start. Should I get up? And I'm like, no, just lay here for 5 minutes, see what happens. Fell right back asleep. Perfect. Wake up again. It's about 3:35, 3:40. I'm like, game's probably like in the third inning or so. I could get up and watch the rest of this game, go back to sleep. Next thing I know, my alarm's going off. It's 5 o'clock, and I'm like, it's time to go to work. So I did not get up to see it. I've watched a good chunk of it this morning and watched all the highlights. Did it cross your mind at all to get up and check it out?
So I got up kind of naturally, and I wasn't going to stay awake, but I got up and I checked the score. So it was... What time was it?
You
couldn't have asked for like the worst timing. I'm not kidding. As somebody who's a San Diego Padres fan, I had of course this just happened. I got up and I typed in Padres score on Google and it came up and it said 5-2, and they were still in the 8th. So I just saw 4 on the box score, and it was still active.
They
were
still
going.
hitting.
Yeah, they were still hitting. And I just like trying to look on your phone. It's a box score. There's all these numbers. It's 5 something. So probably like 5:30.
Okay.
Because I think that's when the 8th was, somewhere around there, maybe 5:45. And I'm looking, and I'm like, all right, well, what the hell happened? So I'm looking at just the box score, and it just says 1, and then all the way to the 8th. It's just 4. All right, so do I just go to bed now? Like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, go grab.
I didn't know
hour.
the details.
The details are weird. Laura, did you consider getting up at all?
I did when I thought Mason and Greg were going to do a 3 o'clock show, because I was like, I'll come and produce that show and then roll into you guys' show.
Yeah.
When they said no, I'm like, absolutely not. I'm getting some sleep. I'm working 2 jobs right now, so no.
Smart. Code?
I did wake up. I set an alarm and everything.
You got up and watched it?
At 3 to watch the game, and then I stayed up until the 4th or 5th inning, and then I think I was hallucinating because when I like
no, you probably were,
because no, I swear I like woke up after I like fell asleep. I was like, okay, this game is like I can't watch this anymore. I fell asleep, and then I woke up and I was like, oh, let me like check the score, and I thought for some reason the Padres had won like 4-3.
Were you dreaming?
I don't know if I was dreaming, but I was like, I checked the scores and it was like
maybe
he
it was channeling the
4-3.
2022 playoffs.
Yeah, I don't know what was up. Like I just like woke up and I was like, the Padres won. I was like, oh, this will be interesting.
I think when I went to bed, like then I started having like they were down 9-2, like 50. And like I'm with you. I think I was hallucinating too.
So the Dodger fans, if you got up at 3 o'clock, did you go to a place? Did you watch it at home? Go ahead and hit us up 877-710 ESPN 877-710-3776. It wasn't a very good game.
Yeah. Sloppy.
It was sloppy. The Glasnow walked 4 guys in just about 5 innings. Yu Darvish was out of the game in the 4th inning, threw over 70 pitches. Padres pitchers walked 9 Dodger hitters.
Awful.
They made 1 legitimate error, and then the game turned on one of the weirdest things you're going to see. Gavin Lux is up to bat, and he hits a kind of a softly hit ground ball towards first base, 1 out. And it looked like it was going to be a 3 to 6 to 1 double play. It looked like one of those.
It was hit hard enough to where he could probably
83
turn
miles off the bat. So it was kind of tailor made, right? It was one of those two hoppers. Cronenworth's in position. He goes to backhand the ball, and the ball literally goes through his glove, not off of his glove. Through his glove. It hits right where the webbing meets the pocket and goes through. The leather on his glove just breaks. It goes through. The tying run comes in. Next up comes Mookie, RBI hit. Next up comes Shohei, RBI hit. So it's technically an error, but it's just nothing more than bad luck. And the Dodgers got one little crack and one little opportunity, and then their two best players took care of the rest.
If you haven't seen the replay, go see it, because even your description, it's a weird thing. You know, we were talking about this. We were joking around that you told me this a year ago, and it stuck for me for 1 second, right? You said something that weird things always happen in baseball. Just when you think you've seen, I've seen it all. There's nothing different that can happen. Something would happen, and you're like, okay, I've clearly never seen it. I don't know if anybody has. But then the announcer will say, in all my years of broadcasting, I've never seen that. That happens pretty frequently.
I said to you this morning, Vin Scully called Dodger games for 67 years, and once or twice a season, Vin Scully would say something like, well, I've never seen that. And how many baseball games did Vin Scully watch?
If Vin hasn't seen it, then I don't know who the hell you're going to go to.
Right.
But I bring that up because when I was when I'm trying to kind of figure out, all right, so what happened here? How'd they lose, or how'd the Dodgers win? And it just sounded like Cronenworth just made an error.
Made an error, yeah.
And it sounded like people were kind of the way it was initially was the ball went under his glove. That's how everybody assumed. Even the broadcasters, when they're calling the game live, it's like, hey, Cronenworth booted that one.
He made an error.
It went right under his glove. How can that go? Goes out to the outfield, and you know, obviously Dodgers take advantage from there. When you say it went through his glove, there's no other description. The ball went through his glove. He did everything he was supposed to do. It went through the webbing of his glove.
I think we've all had a baseball glove on our hand at one point. It's the pocket is kind of where your thumb and your index finger meet. That's kind of where the pocket and the glove is. The web is the space between your index finger and your thumb, right? That's the pocket and the web. It went right through the center of the web. I'll be honest. Cronenworth, while you hate to lose a game on such a stupid, unlucky play, he got a little lucky, and here's why. That glove was clearly going to break at some point. The leather in that part of the glove was compromised to a point where the next time the ball hit that part of the glove, ball's going right through it. What if it's Xander Bogaerts fields up, even better, Manny Machado's got an absolute cannon.
Sure.
Picks up a ground ball at third base.
Somebody's hustling down to first.
It's going to be a bang-bang play, and he lets it rip. Cronenworth puts his glove up to catch that ball. It goes right through. It hits him right in the mouth because the next ball that hit that part of the glove is going through. That ball wasn't hit hard, and it went right through the glove. Machado would have caved his face in. So he got a little lucky there.
Yeah, never thought of it that way.
And had, let's say, instead of him going on that play, let's say it was a ground ball to short, and let's say it doesn't hit him in the face. Let's say it's off to the side. It still goes through his glove. He's still safe. So that glove, the glove was the LVP, the least valuable player, right? It just happened to go that way. But the problem the Padres had, and I'll give the Dodgers a little bit of credit right here, they have so many good hitters. Their lineup is so laden with trouble, right? The game starts, Mookie, all right, buckle up. Who's that? Oh, my God, Shohei's on deck.
We're almost forgetting about freaking
Oh, my God, Freddie Freeman's in the hole? Okay, who's next? All-star catcher Will Smith, who has the second best WAR of any catcher in baseball over the last 10 years, not named JT Realmuto. Max Muncy at 36, him? Teoscar Hernandez, who's been a 30 home run guy, and really
stupid.
Stupid. You're trying to be so fine with your pitches. You're trying to be so perfect with your pitches that you're going to miss because you can't hit the middle. If you hit the middle of the plate with Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Max Muncy and Shohei Ohtani, they're going to hit home runs. They're going to hit doubles. So I can't hit the middle of the plate. I have to hit the edges. I have to hit the corners of the zone. Well, if I miss, I'm going to walk guys. They walked 9 guys. You're going to lose virtually every time if you walk 9 guys.
Sloppy baseball on the Padres side, and
on the pitching side.
And even, you know, the fielding, that one error led to a run early on in the game. But I think what you said, and do you remember we were doing this during the NFL season, and we're in the playoffs, and it's like, you give Patrick Mahomes another chance, you're going to lose that game. And I'm not trying to compare. Patrick Mahomes and some of these great teams that are out there, and the Dodgers still got a lot to prove, right? There's a lot of new players. It's only game one. But if you give another team that talented a second opportunity, you're going to lose a game. And that fluke play that happened to Cronenworth gave Mookie another at-bat. Mookie gets an RBI, gave Shohei another at-bat. That just the chances of winning, you almost got to play damn near perfect baseball. And I get it. There's 162 games. The Dodgers have a lot that they got to go prove too. I think there's going to be question marks that we're not talking about as the season goes. But all they have to literally do is show up to work every single day. They're winning 100 games this year.
I think so too.
The question's just going to be, are there games that they could potentially lose that you give them a little bit more life? And
this is a game you could beat them.
And not every team out there is going to have, they're going to be able to take advantage of opportunities. I think the Dodgers are one of the few teams that will be.
The Padres kind of sort of showed you the game plan for how you can beat the Dodgers. It's not easy, but what you do is you eliminate. Dodgers did not have an extra base hit. Neither did the Padres. There was a weird game. No extra base hits. But don't allow any extra base hits. Dodgers got 7 singles. That's not the end of the world. But you walked 9 guys. You made 2 errors technically. But
I know what you mean.
There weren't a ton of hard hit balls, but you're going to have to cash that in. You're going to have to get off the field. You're going to have your starter go deeper into the game. Yu Darvish didn't get out of the 4th inning. The Padres pitched 8 guys this morning. 8. Okay? You can't have 8 pitchers. Somebody's going to have a bad day.
Sure, of course.
Maybe 2 guys are going to have a bad day when you're going through it like that. Glasnow was not particularly good. He was okay. He walked 4 guys. But you know what happened after that? Every relief pitcher the Dodgers brought in
took care of business.
Bang, bang, Brazier, bang. That all just right down the line, they were lights out. So when
Hudson,
you get an opportunity,
Kelly, Phillips,
when you get an opportunity to not have Ohtani didn't have a double and a home run. Mookie didn't have a home run. Freddie didn't have 2 doubles. This is your day to beat them.
I was going to say
this is your chance
because tomorrow morning at 3 a.m. it could just be a regular Dodger game and they score 7 runs because Freddie hit a 2-run homer.
You walk 9 guys and they have a normal day. That's a 13-run day. You know, you walked 9 guys and you only gave up 5 runs. That's actually probably the lowest amount of runs you could have allowed with 9 walks because they didn't have any extra base hits. So it was a weird game. It wasn't a particularly well played game. Again, it's on the other side of the world. It's a 2-game series before they turn around and come back. It's not a perfect setup the way that it is, but the Dodgers, I think you got a glimpse of what they're going to be very, very good at. It wasn't the full display, but it was a glimpse.
I would say that the Dodgers probably walked away kind of saying to themselves, all right, hey, we got one not playing all that great of a game. And anytime you can win anytime in baseball you can win a game and you know that wasn't your bet, that was just a percentage of what you actually are, that's got to be a good day at the office.
Let's try a phone call here. Let's go to David in Los Angeles. Dave, you're on with Travis Lee. What's up?
Hey, guys. Yeah, so I drive for Anheuser-Busch for a living, and I caught the whole game on ESPN.
Do you stop by homes and deliver beer? Because if so, we are interested.
And I caught the whole game on ESPN, and it was great. And the thing, though, it was amazing towards the end of the game. I think it was, I want to say the bottom of the 8th or top of the 9th or something. Eduardo Perez They showed Shohei Ohtani just kicking it in the dugout, and he said, so Ohtani's going through his mind, you know, this is what it feels like to win, even though being down the whole game, I can get used to this. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was a perfect quote from at times where, you know, where I think Mike Trout should have left. You know, I know he wants to stay with the money, but I think winning is a big factor, and I'm glad we got this team that we have because it's going to be a good season.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Trout's got his money. It's baseball. You get all your money.
Yeah.
Whether you stay or leave, he gets all the money.
You want to demand a trade or not?
The Ohtani debut was interesting. Let's do that next, Lee. Shohei's first real game as a member of the Los Angeles Dodgers was pretty Shohei-esque, quite frankly. It showed you a little bit of all the things that he can do. That's coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN. See, he drives for Anheuser-Busch. Yeah. I drive for Rotolo Chevrolet.
Right.
Drive around in my Chevy Silverado High Country Edition. It's pretty
Deliver
nice.
me some beer.
You should ride around in my Silverado. We'll roll down the windows. We got a sunroof in this bad boy. It's awesome, Slee. I'll give you a little tour at the pickleball event. But if you've been thinking, you know what, I got to go check out those Silverados. If you've been thinking, I got to go look at that Chevy car truck that you've had your eye on, Rotolo Chevrolet is the place that you got to go do it. Rotolo, Rotolo Chevy online. You can see everything online as well. But go on out. 210 Freeway, Sierra Avenue exit. You can't miss it. They got every Silverado, make, model, color that you can think of. The pricing, they're not going to get beat on that. But what you get to experience when you go in person is customer service that's second to none. 13 years in a row a Dealer of the Year. 13 years in a row of being the MVP, the All-Star, the champ, however you want to look at it. That's what they do by making you feel good, courteous, transparent, upfront. That's what they do at Rotolo Chevrolet every single day, year after year after year. So if you've been thinking about it, get yourself out to Rotolo Chevrolet and tell them that Travis sent you.
All right, Anaheim on Friday. So pay attention if you're in the area. Come hang out with Trav and I. We're doing our live broadcast from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in Anaheim, the Pizza Hut location, which is 301 South Magnolia Avenue. I could tell you about the specials going on. I could tell you about a 75-inch Samsung TV that we're giving away from Mirror Audio and Video. I could tell you all that, but
It's true.
come hang out with us.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do.
Tournament, beer, pizza, us.
Aztecs 1045. Come meet me there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ledee. Is that my guy?
Jaden Ledee, yeah.
That's
Lamont.
Jaden Ledee.
Yeah.
Lamont Butler, right?
Lamont Butler. You guys got a couple in there, too.
Oh, yeah, him too.
No, you know him.
I don't.
The only way you know him, I told you this earlier in the week, he hit the shot.
Oh.
The
You
shot
could
to
give me 100 years to remember
know.
that name, and I'll never remember it.
Okay, I got your back now. That's your fault.
Lord.
Yeah, it's just out there. ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. See why over 28 million drivers trust Progressive to stay protected on the road. See for yourself at Progressive.com. Shohei's debut, 2 for 5, base running error, stole a base, drove in a run. What do we make of that? Because it wasn't him hitting a Titanic home run. It wasn't him driving in the game-winning run. It wasn't a 4 for 5 day with, 10 total bases. It was a really good day, but by his standards, it's like, yeah, okay. Like for him, it was just merely okay, and he was 2 for 5 and stole a base. And for him, it's like, yeah, it's fine.
I mean, I know what you're saying. I know you're trying to put in perspective. Great day at the office, right? Like his first day as a Dodger.
Great.
Yeah.
Really? Two singles?
You go 2 for 5
He was,
on
yeah.
any given day. You go 2 for 5. Okay, maybe the word "great" is too.
It's good.
That's too powerful.
It's good.
It's a good day at the office.
Yeah.
It's a good day at the office.
good.
You're not going to remember the day. The day's not going to stick in your mind as like, oh my. But it's also, you didn't say that, hey, he went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. He got a couple of hits. He got a stolen base. Did make a base running error, like you mentioned. Kind of put the icing on the cake to end the game, even though the game was probably already done by then with his last RBI.
Have you watched a lot of the highlights? Because I've watched the YouTube highlights and all that stuff this morning. Did any of you guys have a takeaway from watching the highlights? Like, really, we're going to do this every time? Did you guys get any?
The foul ball.
No.
How about showing him in the
Keep going.
Showing his wife.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's
They
good.
showed, so on the
They showed her
ESPN
a
broadcast,
Yes.
the foul ball that he hit on the roof.
Off the roof.
He the next 2 at bats that he had, they showed his wife every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Every time he stole a base, cut to the wife. Base hit, cut to the wife.
That's okay.
Driving a run, cut to the wife. It's okay if we're going to just do it
no,
today.
No.
No.
Yeah.
If we're just going
right.
to do it today, we're in Korea. We now know that he has a wife. We now know who she is. She's a normal Japanese woman who's a professional basketball player and 6 feet tall. She's beautiful. Of course she is. Not a big surprise.
And that's true.
That
He's also a very
Shohei Ohtani
handsome
as a
man.
beautiful wife was kind of off the board. That
You'll
was
be surprised sometimes.
that was very likely. But every time, Shohei Ohtani takes a warm-up swing on the on-deck circle, cut to the wife. Can we just watch him for a minute?
This is kind of not that much different. I mean, it's completely different. But we obviously went through a stage.
Where are you going with this?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, yeah.
Yes.
We went through a stage where it was like, guys, it might be just easier for everyone. Just have a camera of her on there.
A box. It's
that
a
way you
little
don't have to keep
one-off
kind
box.
of
Live cam
cutting
right there.
back and forth. And they were also, there were times where they were trying to time it with Kelsey, and then there were other times I'm like, nothing happened to show her.
Cut to Taylor Swift.
Yeah, nothing happened to show her.
What would happen in the world?
I want to
if-
see Chris Taylor warming up, and they take a quick shot over at his wife.
If Taylor Swift and Shohei Ohtani's wife were in the same room at the same
game?
time, would the universe explode? Would it spin off its axis? Would we not know what to
We'd
do?
only get audio on TV. They'd have just a split screen of both of them, and there'd
That's
only be
funny.
audio of the game.
I get it. She's good TV because, to your point, Laura, she's very pretty. And,
Yeah.
and by
And
the
we
way,
don't know her.
She's new.
Yeah, we haven't seen her.
She's
It's the
new.
new, I don't want to say toy because that's not where I'm going, but it's the
It's a
new
new face.
shiny thing
It's a
that
new
we
face.
have, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new face. And he's on a new team and all of this other stuff. But what the caller Dave said last time I thought was interesting. And I did not hear Eduardo Perez say this in real time. And again, I'm trying very hard not to draw any grand sweeping conclusions from one baseball game that they won and he got a couple of hits and probably feels pretty good about. But I'd have to imagine, Al, that while Shohei Ohtani has unbelievable self-confidence and belief in his own abilities, that he knew he was fighting a fight with one hand tied behind his back with the Angels. That's just that everything has to go perfect for us to kind of do this. With the Dodgers, hey, man, I just got to be myself, and this thing's going to come along. And we just found a way to steal a game. We just got a little lucky. The place is rocking. Most of the people in there are rooting for Ohtani. They're rooting for the Dodgers. And it's like this is a brand new experience for him to be on a team that doesn't need something weird to happen to win a bunch of games. They just need to play.
Let's use this morning as an example. Dodgers did not play good baseball. It wasn't perfect baseball from the Dodgers. They still won 5-2, right? Ohtani didn't have to go out there and pitch 7 innings and then, or with his bat, go hit 2 home runs and hope that that's enough to get it done. He had 2 singles. They won 5-2 on a game that I think everybody agrees that wasn't perfect baseball from the Dodgers.
Far from it.
So that tells you a lot in itself. Listen, and I'm going to keep saying this is going to be the thing. All they literally have to do is show up to work. They're going to win 100 games this year. Do you know how stupid of a comment that is to say in baseball?
Yeah.
To win 100 games in baseball is such an unbelievable, difficult task to accomplish. If they just show up to work, they're going to win 100. The question is just going to be, will it be 105? Will it be 110? What will it look like when they're doing it? Do some of their younger players develop even more where they're getting now 12, 13 wins on the season? Like, there's going to be other things that develop from the season, but I think your example of Ohtani of I don't have to do everything. This isn't all on my shoulders.
It's impossible for him to be one of the guys. He's too famous. He's too good. It's not in the option tree for him. But from a baseball perspective, he just has to kind of be one of the guys. He just be yourself. Just now, himself is 40 home runs, 100 runs driven in, 100 runs scored. That's
not
him.
Even funny. That's him.
But,
right?
but that's him.
That's just
right.
him.
It's not. Hey, I need you to do this extraordinary thing. It's just go out there and just be your normal, awesome self, and that's more than enough.
And that's
for
why
us
he's
to
a
go where we
Dodger.
want.
That's why he decided to choose the Dodgers, right? I think there's a lot of other reasons. There is one of the most popular brands in all of baseball. There is the $700 million check.
That helped.
That's a good reason.
There's also, by the way, I think one of the main reasons why he also signed there as well. As successful as they've been, they haven't been that successful.
I couldn't agree more.
Right? That he also can come out of this thing. If you're there in the next 5 years, you win one World Series.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If the Dodgers win the World Series, is it going to be like, well, it was only a matter of time? Or it's, well, they got Ohtani.
It doesn't matter how you describe it. You can't have that description without saying,
of course,
it's not a coincidence they signed the best player in baseball.
If they start to win World Series and it's going to be, well, they got Ohtani. It's not going to be, guys, they were the best team for 10 years in a row. They had some bad luck. The Astros cheated. It was only a matter of time until the tide started to turn. It's not going to be like they went out and got the best guy and put him on the best team, and that was the difference.
Well,
that it
also
made.
because you've had that conversation now for 10 or 11 years of it's only a matter of time.
Right.
Isn't that why Dave Roberts has stayed the manager? Isn't that why Andrew Friedman keeps saying we're going to keep doing what we're doing?
Can I be honest?
It's because it's only a matter of time.
I don't know why he's still the manager. I can't even begin to give you a real explanation as to why that is. But he is, and Ohtani's here. They're 1-0. Ask Laura is coming up next. Send them to us on Twitter at Alan Sliwa, at Cody Lou with an X somewhere in there. I still don't understand how that works.
2 X's and a Y
and
underscore exclamation point.
Yeah, it was hard to find you, man, when I was trying to put the tweet out.
You didn't spell Cody with an X? You didn't do it like that? That's weird.
I mean, my Twitter handle is kind of weird, too.
I don't want my full name out there.
Your government?
Exactly.
He doesn't want his government.
Mine's going to be Alan Sliwa with my Social Security number.
It's coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega.
All right, Parker.
What's up, Greg?
Spring training. All right, Parker.
Jeez. Little Ohtani and Dodger blue.
Yeah, why are you looking at the camera?
I don't know. Let's start over.
All right, Parker. Dodger spring training.
That's right, Greg. Otani and Dodger blue.
Yeah, Yamamoto's here. Pretty excited about that one.
Tons of new faces. I mean, Kike's back.
Yes, it's great. Maybe we should talk about it on the ESPN LA YouTube channel.
I like that idea. What do you say, 9:30, 9:55?
Right, leading right into Travis and Sliwa. Get a couple guests.
Maybe Marcus Grant, Travis Rogers, perhaps?
Yep, just have a bunch of people come in. Maybe Clinton Yates will even find his way in.
Oh, you know, you always want to have the handsome man precedent right there.
Absolutely. All right, well, I think we should do that. We'll do it every day, Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 9:55 on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. Thanks to LAX.
All right, so Wednesday, we typically have a guest asker receiver in the chair. So Laura is filling in for Emily today. So it's an Ask Laura Day. We're going to start with this. This is from Chrissy, who writes in the Travis Lee All-Star community, which all of you should be a part of. Hashtag Ask Laura. What am I supposed to do with all the socks with no pairs?
That's a great question. So
I know what I do.
Okay, one, if they don't match any other sock or like they're not white and black or whatever, I throw them away. I'm not going to have time.
Like right away. You're doing the laundry. You got a white sock that doesn't have its brother. You throw it away?
No, like you have to finish. Okay, did you do all the laundry?
That's what I'm saying. Like then
you throw it away.
You're never done with all the laundry.
Yes,
There's
you are.
always something
I am.
waiting on deck,
Never.
right?
Never.
Never?
No. My laundry.
What if it's under the bed? What if it fell out of the hamper? What if it slid under the dryer? It could pop up a million places.
Great
right?
questions.
Here is my You guys have not
Stuck
been
in
to
the
my
shoe.
place.
Stuck in the leg of your pants.
No.
Be
I
right
have
in there.
OCD for cleaning.
Oh, okay.
So I'm a clean neat freak. So if it's not around when it came out of the dryer, is nowhere to be found, you're going to the trash.
Right away?
Yeah.
Okay, let me. Can I? I think
she
we
has
could
a
all,
sock budget that I don't understand.
Yeah, that's
because
all-
I'd
I
be
wear a lot
buying
of
new
sandals.
pairs every week.
Let's all walk through what we do in this situation, because it is a situation. We all run into this.
Right.
I give it about a 2-week shelf life.
That's a long time, man.
Is this thing coming up in the next 2 weeks? Let's take the one clean sock that we have, let's put it back in the sock drawer. Let it live there for a second. Let's not, I don't want to jump to conclusions. I don't want to start accusing people of anything. I don't want to look at Rookie and say, where the hell did you put this thing? I give this thing a proper 2 weeks. If we've done the laundry a couple more times, 2 weeks has gone by, then Laura, I'm with you. Now I'm taking that sock, and it's going to end up in
Laura, let me ask you this.
Different place.
Because you put a very important part in there.
Yeah.
Do you live alone?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
I live
You don't-
solo dolo.
You don't live alone.
Yeah.
I live with three other people.
Yeah. For all you
Sometime
know,
that sock
Michael
goes in-
has one of those socks
That's what I'm
on.
saying. So Susan, it could be in Susan's pile.
Yep.
It could be in Bobby's pile. It could be in Michael. I don't know. So you said 2 months? You said or 2 weeks?
2
Like,
weeks.
2 weeks.
I'm like a couple years. Like,
No.
I haven't seen the
Got it.
match to that in a
Respect.
couple years. Because it could be anywhere. Because maybe Bobby's got the other George Brett sock. And he's
Respect.
thinking, you know what? That one will show up for me one
Yep.
of these days. And we're each holding on to one. And I don't know what it is.
No.
What do you got, Al?
All right, Christopher Holmes asked the question.
Hey,
And
what's up, Holmes?
And I don't know if I know this, but does Mace say your name different than everybody else?
Lara.
And his question is, does that bother you, or is it a prove that he can say it that way?
I think it's a accent, like for me, because my name is Laura, right, in Spanish. In
Yep.
English is Laura, whatever. So,
Are both right, or
Lara,
would you
yeah, I
prefer
think-
the Spanish pronunciation?
see, he says it a whole different. To me, it's just as long as you don't call me out of pocket, something else, we're good.
Yeah.
One calls you Lauren, right?
No, that's a problem.
L.
Lauren is a problem. Do not do
Okay,
Lauren.
so how Mace says it,
Lara.
is it the right way, or is he just kind of created his own way of saying your name?
I think everybody creates a way to say my name, so yes
Okay.
to that. And no, it does
Okay.
not bug me.
Okay.
Yeah, but they do call me, like, this is, I swear it sounds wrong for me to bring it up, but like Cappy calls me the queen, right? Because I'm unique, whatever. Now they kind of start adapting that. So I'm like, you can call me that. That's okay with me. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, Queen is not a bad name.
You know what I
that's
mean?
good.
That's not a bad
good.
way to do it.
That's not-
What do you got, Code?
All right, Laura. Rich A over on Twitter asked,
Laura.
what is
Gracias.
your idea of a perfect date?
Oh.
Okay, so now me, 35-year-old me, honestly, give me like my couch with a good wine and some chicken wings, and I'm happy. Like, I'm good to go. But if we're gonna go out,
I think we just became best friends.
it's just like I don't really care to be out that much anymore. But if we are gonna go out, then it's kind of low-key place,
Okay.
not very known. I don't care if it's like a hole in the wall, but good food. In and out, we're good.
That sounds amazing. We
I
could
think
hang out.
I think she just went with quality time, and nothing else matters, right?
Yeah.
Just the right type of date.
Optimus Prime Rib writes, I'm a Mexican American who is not a soccer fan. What is something that Laura likes or dislikes that some would say is worthy of having your brown card revoked?
So I'm now more of a fan of soccer because of LAFC.
Okay.
But growing up, I was also not a soccer fan. My mom, huge soccer fan. My household, huge soccer fan. And they would always tell me, you're not Mexican because I did not watch soccer. So that's one. Two, probably because I don't drink beer anymore. So I haven't drank beer in about 8 years.
Our brief best friendship just ended.
Yeah.
Yeah,
see?
but that's okay.
See, that's another thing. People are like, dude, how? But I'm like, I drink tequila, really, really good.
Never soccer just never hit you in that way.
It never got me. It just never, because there's too many leagues, man. You have this league and that league and blah 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 blah. And like with the NBA, it was just that. With Dodgers, it was just MLB. That was it.
And it's not like, I mean, let's be real about this. The MLS is not the best soccer players in the world.
But you could root for a Mexican league team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
but the best
Mexico,
soccer players
like that win the country, but like Mexico
if the World Cup is playing, if the World Cup's going on,
three.
or you have any of those like CONCACAF or whatever,
But
those
that's a lot, man.
It is a lot.
Then
There's
in
a lot going on.
you have like in Jalisco where my
went
parents
to,
are from, they have like
Panama,
Las
USA
Chivas
game.
and this and that, and I'm just like, it's too much.
Yeah.
So you got one more? Cody's ready if you're not.
Cody, you go.
So Christopher Holmes again also asked on Twitter,
Lord.
you go to dinner at a friend's house and they make their usual, which always gives you tummy problems. Do you eat it anyways and deal with the consequences later, or tell them the truth, or give bites to the dog and just pretend that you like it?
Wow, why would you want to kill the dog? What did the dog do to you? Like, seriously, what?
Dog will eat anything.
No, but you don't want to kill the. No, I'm very upfront. Like, I have a peanut allergy. Everybody here knows that, so I'm
What
very
if it's
careful.
something you just don't like?
Do you eat just a little bit of it? Like, I would probably just trying to be nice, put a little bit, have a little.
Like just for the sake of argument, let's just say you didn't like fish, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I invite you to my home and I make dinner and it's fish.
No, I've eaten it because Christian's dad cooked for us once, and I'm not a big fish person the way he made it. But it actually was really good. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try it, But you got to be polite if people put in the work. But if
I
it's
think
gonna
you
give
have to eat a little bit.
But
right?
if they
you have to eat a little
but
bit.
here's the distinction with this one. It gives you the bubble guts.
Yeah.
Like if it gives you the bubble guts, you gotta be like, yo, I'm on a diet right now. When I'm watching my weight, or
That's a
I,
good excuse right there.
you know what I
You
mean?
look great. Just have a bite or two.
I can't. I'm being super disciplined, but thank you so much. I know you
Okay.
went through a lot of work. I'll take some home.
That's a great response. And then do you throw it in their trash can as you walk out the door, or do you
No,
wait till you get
I wait
down
till
the
mine.
street and throw it in the bushes?
Yeah, mine. Tap it
Just
harder.
The Tupperware she opens, it's soup. Throws
so
it in
bad.
their recycling bin.
Gotta be nice sometimes.
One more from Joey Jojo Jr. Shabadoo. Do you clap when the plane lands?
Hell no. I hate those people that
stand
clap
up, exactly.
when the plane lands or the movie ends.
Yeah.
Don't be those people. But I do have a little thing that when I go on a plane, I have to knock on it 3 times.
On the hull of the plane,
boom,
on the
boom, boom.
fuselage,
Yep. Yeah, I have to do it 3
just
times.
for good luck?
For good luck. Some stranger taught me that.
Clap for everything.
That's bad.
She brings
Clap,
snacks
clap.
over. I'm like standing up.
Clap, clap.
Flying sucks so much now.
I love flying.
Oh, it's the worst.
It's expensive, though.
It's expensive.
Expensive. Yeah.
It's uncomfortable. It's
I'm with you. It's not that bad.
everything
It's not
about
bad.
it is just the
not that
worst.
bad.
Even flying to like Phoenix sucks.
What? No.
You guys are small. You don't understand how awful
I'm not
it is
small,
to sit in one of
Trav.
those
I'm
seats.
not small. Just don't pair me next to a baby or a child.
Oh, no.
That's bad
Give me the
news.
baby. I'll hold the baby.
No.
Not happening
baby over
at
here.
all.
Bring the baby. Can you?
No.
baby.
Don't forget, we got our Pickleball Madness event coming up in just a couple of days. It is on Saturday, right? Saturday at Agape Pickleball Center, Miles Square Park in Fountain Valley. 10 to 4 food, drinks, games, fun zone, basketball on the TVs. Plus, you can sign the biggest birthday card in the world for Mace. You get to celebrate Mason and Ireland's 20th anniversary on ESPN LA. You can RSVP right now for your seat. You just go to ESPNLA.com. You click the Pickleball Madness logo. Special thanks to Children's Dental Fun Zone. Children's Dental Fun Zone. We treat your kids as our own. Lakers have still a couple of more days off, Slee, along the way, but
Till Friday.
D'Angelo, see just kind of the thing that's going to make this go or not. That's next. It's Travis Slee, 710 ESPN.
Saturday night.
Dodgers are 1-0, Slee.
Yeah.
Baseball season for another day, and then you got to wait another week.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. I'm not fully on Ireland's side about this stuff, but I'm at least kind of turning my head in his direction. I haven't started walking that way, but it's a weird deal.
I get where he's coming from. I understand what he's saying, but I also think this is so much more important to do what they're doing than not to do it.
And somebody somewhere is getting very rich.
Of course.
And it does grow the game and all this. And it's 2 games.
I wonder, listen.
It's 2 games.
Okay, let's just idea and a concept. Next year, maybe they start the season just, again, as an example, it's in Mexico City. You play 2 games set in Mexico City. Maybe the following year, it's in Japan at the Tokyo Dome. Maybe the following year.
Mexico City, you can go down and back, and it doesn't mess you up all that much.
Right, but I'm just talking about you're going to have some trips that are close.
Yeah.
You have some trips that are just far, but it's also important for the game.
I wonder if it would be better to go to places that don't play baseball. Right? You don't have to convince the Koreans to like baseball. They love baseball. You don't have to convince the Japanese that they love baseball.
Question.
They love baseball.
Yeah.
Baseball's popular in Mexico. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to go.
Kuwait it is.
Well, I mean, Europe, quite frankly. What if you did it in Paris? Like they went to Australia. Australians don't play
Europe
baseball.
is the right market.
Right?
Europe
Europe seems to be the place that you could go.
Okay, but here's the only thing, just kind of the downside to that is, I get you want to go and you're trying to expose a game somewhere else. The problem is don't you want to feed the markets that are also have the players represented in the league? Don't you want to feed the markets that actually do have passion and care? It's almost like a reward that if you're going to have some games in some different areas that actually represent the players that are there. This is a small thing, but Ha-Seok Kim, they love the guy. They love him in San Diego. They're in Seoul, Korea. That's a cool thing to be a part of because they have Korean players that are also represented in the league.
Padres just walked another guy.
I know.
Mike Schilt,
9.
Their new manager, looks like he wants to vomit, and it's game 1.
I don't mind that.
Padre fans feeling the excitement, yawning in the stands in Seoul. It's you can't walk 9 guys.
No,
I keep coming back to that. Who's the worst team in baseball this year? Is it the Rockies?
Probably the A's.
The A's.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's the A's.
Mm-hmm.
If you walked 9 Oakland A's hitters, they're going to win.
Of course they are.
You can't. You walk 9 Dodgers, that's going to be a wrap for sure. Lakers have a kind of a weird week. Only 2 games during the week. They beat Atlanta the other night. They smoked them. They've got another one coming up on Friday night. You got to go from Anaheim all the way back to crypto, don't you?
Yeah, I just got to bounce around.
How's that going to go for you? Take me through the Sliwa day. Let's go through this before we talk about it.
Let me give it to you.
Take me through it.
Can I give you the next couple of days?
Got to get to Anaheim.
Okay, so Thursday, obviously, we're going to be in Manhattan. Tomorrow, it's all good. Just Manhattan. Friday, we'll go Pasadena to Anaheim. Anaheim to Pasadena. Pasadena to crypto. Okay? So we just kind of, we'll shoot back and forth a little bit, right? It's all good. Take some back freeways.
What time does your pregame show start on Friday?
I think it's a late game. They got Philly. Are they 7 or 7:30?
You probably just wouldn't want to go straight to the arena, right? There's just too much time to kill.
There's 7:30.
So we're done at say 1. Yeah, that's 5 hours. So you're on at 6. It's 4. Yeah, that's too much. That's too much. So what are you going to do?
On which day?
Friday.
Because then we got Saturday too. Friday, I'll do my regular routine, just kind of try to get the hell away from radio for a few minutes, and then
that's good. Yeah.
And then
decompress.
Some fresh
Make
air.
a few pizzas in the
maybe
back.
maybe go for a little walk.
Maybe you do a half shift at Pizza Hut. Put in
I'm
a
doing
4-hour
it. I already told
shift.
you guys I could only go till 10:30 tomorrow or on Friday.
Did you see our pizzas that we made, Laura, on socials?
I totally did not, but I know you guys went. How did that go?
We killed it. I got hired on the spot.
They tasted good. They were cosmetically less than perfect.
You know what? Sometimes imperfections, there's beauty in there.
They were handmade, artisanal.
He's being nice about it. Cosmetically, when I was done pouring the sauce on, she basically, like the girl that was helping us, she's like, "That's great, that's awesome," and then she grabbed it and corrected everything.
Oh, that's the worst thing to do when you tell someone it's great and then you fix it.
Well, she was being nice, but then she was also like,
well,
what the hell are you doing here?
But they weren't selling those things. They weren't.
Well, no, we ate them.
Exactly. So why would it matter if it looks perfect?
It didn't. It was delicious.
Yeah.
I sold a slice outside.
Did you really? How much was
$2.75.
it? Oh, that's a bargain.
$2.75.
Got an
That's a
olive in the
bargain.
right spot. I don't care. I'll eat it.
That is a bargain. Okay, here's my thing. You guys
The
have never
woman
done
that was
pizza?
running
When
this
you're
place,
doing
though.
the toppings, you were just like, I think we both put more toppings on ours.
It's like a
that was
volcano.
enough for 4 pizzas.
It's like a volcano.
That's how you do it, though. But you guys have never done pizza outside of that?
Making them?
Yeah.
I've made them at home. I've never
Yeah,
made
yeah,
them
at
in a
home.
professional
Well,
environment.
no, like at home,
Yeah.
right? You put whatever you
Sure.
want and you do them however you want.
Here's the problem with homemade
Really?
pizza. And it's really there's really just one problem with it because otherwise it's a pretty good thing. It's kind of oddly kind of fun to build it
It is,
yourself.
yeah.
I've never run into a home pizza dough that's anything other than mediocre, and that's
Yeah,
the
that's
best
true.
version of it.
That's like Trader Joe's or whatever. Right?
Most of them are downright bad, and the very best ones are only okay.
Okay, yeah.
And if I'm going to eat pizza, I don't want okay pizza. I want good pizza.
Yeah, I might as well pay for it.
Right?
Yeah.
Have you
I
ever
agree.
found a pizza dough that isn't cardboardy?
No, but so what I started doing was like flatbread. So
I've tried that too.
The flatbread was
Not bad.
It's
It's
less,
different.
you know. It is, but it's not bad, and I felt like it was better than the dough because the dough is plasticky tasting.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that, and it's like a fun little date to go back to.
It is kind of fun to kind of throw your stuff on there.
Yeah.
It's not so bad. It's
I
not,
don't
but
know.
then it's either the dough is either you don't cook it enough so it's a little floppy and chewy and not good, or you overcook it and it turns into a cedar plank that you can't even bite through. There's no middle ground on that. I don't know how Pizza Hut does it.
How about some of these people that have like the wood fire pizza
That's
in the
pretty cool.
backyard?
Oh,
Yeah. You ever priced one of those
backyard?
things out?
Stanley
Couple
Tucci.
grand, right?
Oh, keep going. Now you can buy smaller ones that aren't
Okay.
bad. I'm talking like the big ceramic oven.
10
pizza
grand,
dough.
more than 10?
Split the difference.
Okay. So somewhere around there.
Wow.
It's not. It's a real thing. It's like building a kitchen outside.
But there are people who.
That's crazy.
There was a guy for
Top
a while.
of the list for me, by the way, Slee. Outdoor
Really?
kitchen.
My
oh my
dad
gosh.
has. So my dad loves to grill. He's
Finest guy.
medically retired and all this stuff. So it's hard for him now. But he used to love. He used to love doing the tacos. So he has that
that flat
that
grill.
flat grill to
Oh,
do
yeah.
the tacos. But he also has this like. God, I don't even. It's like kind of deep, and it looks like a big scoop.
Like a little well.
Yeah, and it's like you cook it and you put a bunch of oil and you do like the carnitas and a bunch of other
Yes.
stuff. And I was like, Dad, we don't need the artery clogged up. Like, we need you to be healthy. He's like, but it's delicious.
Okay, so
It
there's.
It's like
It
that.
is.
Let me tell a quick story because I think you would. This is basically like you. This would be your dream scenario.
Hit
Okay,
me.
there's a guy used to do it in San Diego, and it would air on like the local channel. His name is Sam the Cooking Guy. Okay, I don't know if you've ever heard of him or not.
I think so.
Okay, so he would just air on a local San Diego channel, and all the guy would do was cook. But he had a good personality, kind of a funny dude, would do his own thing. Now he took everything to YouTube. So everything he does now is on YouTube. Trav, almost 4 million subscribers.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's stupid, okay?
4 million?
Still does it from his home in San Diego, but outside in the...
What does he do?
So he'll cook just... I'll for an example, okay, this one he's cooking chop suey. Another one he's cooking... He got a new grill, so he's walking through...
Is he giving you recipes? Is he telling you equipment?
The
Is
whole
he,
thing. He's
okay.
walking you through the... So
Okay.
it would be like a 30-minute video. I'm going from the beginning to the end. He cooked just kind of a random thing. He cooked a Korean fried chicken pizza. From beginning to end, he kind of goes through it. But I'm going to go with what you just said. Outdoor, right? You want your outdoor to look...
I would love an outdoor kitchen.
Everything he does is outdoor. For the most part, everything he does is outdoor. So you got kind of like the sun, the this, the that.
That's genius.
Everything he's cooking
You
is
know
outside.
why cooking outside is so much fun?
It is. I
It's
love it.
because you feel like you almost obligated to open up some beers or some wine when you're out there doing.
Yes.
Oh,
Like if
yeah.
you're in the kitchen cooking, you can have a glass of wine, I guess. And that's
Oh, no,
pretty
I do.
normal.
No
But
guessing. I do.
I get it, but it's not quite the same if you're
on
outside.
a
and
beautiful
you're cooking
outdoor day, and it
cold
feels
beer,
like
glass of wine, maybe a cocktail while you're out there. You know what? Bring me another Paloma. Come on, bring it on over.
Here's the thing
he's
with
got a
me.
lot of stuff.
Now that I live in an apartment complex, it's a little different because my dad has a setup outside of my mom's house. So the other day I was like, oh, I want to do a carne asada. It's a really beautiful day, blah, blah, blah. So we went and we bought it, and we're like, dang, like, I don't know who's used this grill. It looks dirty, and we're out there cleaning it, and it just... I'm a neat freak, so I'm like, I don't know what you guys are
But you
throwing
turn
on
that
that
Throw away
grill.
your socks.
I'm just saying.
you turn that grill on, get it on high heat, then you just
I do the
clean it up.
onion
You're
and
done
all
in
that
a couple of
stuff,
minutes.
But,
Yeah, it is the best.
It's the best.
You're right. It is
Buy
the
me a
best.
kitchen, Slee. That's what I want from you for Christmas. Is I would like an outdoor kitchen.
No, I would just say if there are companies out there in Southern California that have all these outdoor type of stuff, you got a guy right here in Travis who will use it every second and promote the hell out of it.
Barbecues Galore grill from Henrik, and it's a game changer. We use it twice a week, sometimes 3. And once it starts to stop raining finally, which I think we've turned the corner.
Well, we got to look on the schedule of when they're cropping rain.
Yeah, wow.
Rain cropping.
I'm done with it. I've decided that we're gonna move on from it. We're gonna talk D-Lo next. We're gonna talk about why he seems to be oddly the focus of everybody's attention as we get closer to the end of the line. That's coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
Cappy, the madness is here, and it's time for a party.
All right, the NCAA tournament is almost here. Slee and I are in matching shirts. And you can come hang out with us at the Dine-In Pizza Hut on Magnolia Avenue in Anaheim on March 22nd. There is Dine-In Pizza Hut still out.
Listen, you eat pizza, you hang out with us.
Win.
College basketball going on. We're giving away a 75-inch 4K TV. Of course, we're going to be giving out specials the entire time. You know Pizza Hut's going to hook everybody up. What's better?
They have menu hacks that we can talk about. Come on out, hang out with us. Pizza Hut in Anaheim, Magnolia Avenue, March 22nd. Don't
miss out.
That.
At the Anaheim Pizza Hut location, 301 South Magnolia Avenue. Come out for a chance to win a 75-inch, beautiful 75-inch Samsung high-res TV, 25 years as a partner. Of course, we're talking about Mirror Audio and Video, Isaac and Roy out there in Westwood. Nothing but TVs to watch the games at Pizza Hut, plus happy hour special starting at 10 a.m., $1 off pints of beer, $2 off pitchers, half-price apps, the $9 express lunch deal, and more. Pizza in Anaheim this Friday for the Travis and Sliwa Show. Everything I just mentioned is literally just icing on the cake. Come kick it with Trav and I.
Sauce on the pizza.
10-1.
Instead of icing on the cake. Just for
Sauce
this.
on the pizza. Sauce on the pizza.
Why not?
Sauce it up.
10-1.
Simplify, Al. Like you did, right? Pizza, Trav and Slee.
Beer.
TVs, basketball,
Great
prizes.
time.
Let's
Great
go.
time.
We'll see you.
Party
Actually,
town.
I'm going to stop telling you guys to come out. I'll see you on Friday at 10.
Friday at 10 in Anaheim at
you
the
go.
Pizza Hut. Our people are awesome, Slee. Let me explain why our people are awesome. We're getting a handful of tweets sent to us here about the pizza thing that we're talking about. We're talking about making homemade pizza. Laura and I, we both will make some pizzas at home occasionally, and we struggle with the dough, right? We struggle with the store-bought dough is just not particularly good. Handful to Jay Berry, Big E are saying put the dough on the grill. Put it in the smoker, that it gets hot enough in there that it makes it a little crispy.
I like
this
that.
picture that Jay Berry sent has cheese, black olives, jalapenos, sausage, pepperoni, mushrooms, and it looks amazing. Tell me, that pizza came out of this guy's grill. Come on, man.
That looks great, minus the olives. I'm not an olives on pizza girl.
Well, we'll make
but
yours
it looks
without olives.
great.
You don't have to.
It
We'll make
looks
yours without olives.
There are times,
That's why they let you put it on half.
No, Michelle will be like, I don't want this, I don't want that. I'm like, cool. I'll take it. I'll pick it from yours, and I'll put it on mine.
Oh, no. You're the picker?
I'll pick
Yeah,
it.
if she doesn't like it.
I'll pick
No,
it.
you just get it without it. Like, I love pineapple on a pizza. Like, throw all the pineapple on, but not.
I'll eat that too.
Yeah.
Sleep.
I'll eat the pineapple
Pick
too.
your
I'm
pizza.
okay with that.
If you want to pick off whatever
Yeah.
she does, what doesn't she like?
She definitely doesn't like mushrooms.
Okay,
so
pick
that
them
ain't
off. Put them
happening.
on your slice.
Yeah,
Those are hard to
mushrooms
pick
coming
off.
on.
Yeah, they do kind of sink into the cheese line.
Yeah.
It's like the levee breaks and they
Yeah,
go underneath.
it doesn't work well to pick off. That's what I'm saying. Like, olives
All
sometimes
right, so
are
I take some of the
sneaky.
cheese too. That's on the mushroom.
You gotta, hey, look, it's not your fault it stuck to it. What are you supposed to do? You
Just
can't
like
fix it.
D-Lo stuck with the Lakers, huh?
Well,
Maybe.
hold on. Let's finish
Sorta.
talking about this
no, you're right
Big
about
E
that.
pizza.
He's still on the pizza.
This is a different one. It's important. This one has what appears to be both cheddar and mozzarella, jalapeno, pepperoni,
Like the
sausage.
jalapeno touch.
Look at this. Come on.
The jalapenos look good.
Yes, they do.
They really do.
Good job, Big
Needed
E.
more cheese, though.
All right, now we can go to D-Lo. Now that I got my. By
Your
the way, do you
fix?
have any idea how hungry I am right now? I did I ate this morning, which I don't typically do.
Yeah, the oatmeal.
I had the oatmeal, and now I'm just ready to go.
Where are we going to go eat after the show?
You know what I did yesterday? So Michael had a game. My son Michael had a game yesterday, and so I'm going to go home. I'm going to eat. I've been having so much grocery store sushi. I'm like, I can't eat it again. I need a break.
He
for
needs
a day or
one
two.
day break from the grocery.
No,
store.
gross. I have a guy with sushi. The
Oh, he's
restaurant's
got it.
great.
Yeah, he's got a guy.
I got a guy too. I don't
Yeah.
know his name, but we look at each other every morning.
Not
and I'm like, hey,
grocery
good to see
store
you.
sushi. This
Oh,
is
it's
a
great.
restaurant.
It's cheap. It's easy. I'm in and out. It's 5 minutes. It's
la.
perfect. So
Shout out to
anyway,
Jay.
I decided I'm not going to. I just can't eat another spicy tuna roll for lunch today. I can't do it. I'm gonna get some vegetables. I'm gonna get a salad.
Oh, that's
So
good.
I'm gonna shoot over to Whole Foods. They got the salad bar.
Salad bar, yeah.
Yep.
I made a salad that was so laden with stuff I needed 2 hands to carry it. Doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of going to get a salad? I had to like anchor myself into
What
the
was
ground.
in it?
Yeah, what'd you get in there?
What was in it?
Do you want the good stuff or the stuff?
All of it.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah, you got to give me all of it.
So the good stuff was your traditional. I got some spinach. I got some red onion. I got some cherry tomatoes. I got some feta cheese. That kind of stuff, right?
You're
So-
good on all those. Just the tomatoes, you got to watch out with the weight. That's basically.
But then
Whole
I
Foods
went
is
to the
charging
other
you.
side and I got some. Well, that sesame chicken salad looks pretty good. Big scoop. Thud in there. Well, that Greek salad looks pretty good, but no lettuce in it. It's just this. It's the olives. It's the onions. It's the tomatoes. It's the feta.
Cheese.
Big
Yeah.
scoop.
That sounds
Thud.
good,
Oh,
though.
then you can mix all that. Yeah.
There
yeah,
was a
I'm good with
California quinoa kale thing that had
Get all in there.
pineapple and raisins
Oh,
and all
wait,
this.
you
other
mixed
thud.
everything. Oh, I don't know.
Everything
that.
in
Okay, but
one
here's the
thing.
only problem with like the last one that you picked. You know, obviously everything's by weight.
Yeah, I know.
So
I'm well
they're-
aware. It's a
they're-
$98
You spent
salad.
$30?
No, you just have to be a little more
$35?
strategic.
Less than
there.
that.
A little more strategic there. Certain items that
But I
you had
wanted it.
on there, I know. You're a
but
big
that's
baller.
what I wanted. It was. Guess. Ask me what I had for dinner, and I swear to God, this is true.
Sushi.
Yes.
I love sushi, so I'm
We're-
not mad at you.
We're coming back from Michael's game, and we're like, I don't want to go. And it's like Tuesday night. We didn't want to really go out. We like to save our bullets for Fridays and Saturday nights.
save
So
that
we're,
money.
We're not going to do it. I'm like, you just want to go to Albertsons and get the sushi. We had Albertsons sushi for dinner after I skipped it for lunch.
Is Michael a fan too?
No, he didn't do that. He
Did you
made
see your
something
boy
else.
Jason?
Jason works the day shift. By the time we got there,
Jay's
the day
not there,
shift
bro,
was
after
over.
5.
Yeah,
Jay.
Jay's. We say what's
Jay's
up to
gone.
each other almost every day.
I had a really bad. What is going on with you and the mic? You
No,
don't
it's
tap
not
it.
him. No,
It's
it's not
Jason.
him.
It's
That
pre-smacking.
that mic
I know it has
has
issues.
been struggling for a little
yes,
bit now.
that's why you got to smack it around a little bit. But he doesn't smack it right, so I got to teach you. But anyways,
What's the form on smacking the mic?
The elbow's got to be in, right?
Hold the base.
so this is. I can't tap mine because then it's gonna be loud.
Yeah.
But you got to grab it from here,
Base.
and then you just bam, bam. And if that doesn't work, because it will hurt your hand.
What the hell is going on?
Well, Cody doesn't have a windscreen on
radio
his. He's just
station.
banging it.
Yeah, that's
dry.
That's how I.
He's got to put the little protective cover on it.
You don't want to know what I call that thing.
What is Cody? Don't make it weird. You're fine. Yeah. You want to talk? You want to talk about D'Lo?
No, I'm good.
Weird transition right there. You should have went with
You
my
can talk about
transition.
Well, we weren't done with pizza yet. We weren't done. It's a look tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you don't think I'm getting North Shore tacos at the Islands down in Manhattan Beach, because we're all going to be down there all day long tomorrow, right? It is madness tomorrow. The basketball starts. The entire station is out there all day long. The first official day of the tourney. The whole crew from 710. It is at the Islands Restaurant in Manhattan Beach. Here's your address, 3200 North Sepulveda Boulevard. It's right inside Manhattan Village. Starting with our show at 10, Travis Lee, Mason and Ireland right after us, Sedano and Cap right after them, all the way until 7 o'clock. Come out, hang out all day long, press the flesh, watch the hoops, ice cold beer
Yes.
at Ons. You've heard me talk about that, Slee. And you got your chance to win some great prizes. 7:10 in the South Bay tomorrow, thanks to Islands Restaurants, your local paradise, and I will be having North Shore tacos.
I'm
Done
stuck with which burger I want.
Big Wave.
Okay, I was going to say the Big Wave,
want the Big Wave.
very traditional. I'm stuck. I was only looking at the Maui for a quick second, but I think I'm leaning more towards the Big
Maui's
Wave.
good too, but
Yeah.
I'm a Big Wave guy. Look, I'll be honest. The North Shore tacos is probably a 9 out of 10 times when I go. I like them that much. Little chips and salsa.
I'll
on the
go.
side.
I'll go Big Wave.
Cold beer, Slee. Like you might.
Can
the
I
mug-
negotiate cutting my burger in half and giving you half of the burger and taking one of your tacos?
Sold.
Just get your own. Don't be
Sold.
sharing.
This is good.
So good.
It's like I feel like we're a couple.
Yeah,
we're a couple.
Sold. Right?
Get cute.
The mug will be so cold you might not be able to hold it in your hand the whole time. You might have to set it down. Let it warm up. It's that cold.
Yeah.
It's like steam. Not steam. What's the opposite of steam?
When you're
Frost?
outside, and you're just breathing and you just feel the.
That's steam, I guess, because
No,
but
it's-
you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
It's
Yeah.
not steam, but
No, it's not.
it should be called steam.
You know what the hell he's
What's
talking
up with
about.
D'Lo? You ready yet? Talk to me about D'Lo's league.
Nah, we're good.
Come
Let's
on.
do it at 11:45. We'll do D'Lo at 11:45.
Well, no, just give me a little D'Lo
right,
sample.
just a
platter.
little bit.
Little appetizer of D'Lo.
He's balled out for the past 2 months. Lakers are almost 100% going to be in a playing game. Does his season just simply come down to how does he play in the big games? So if we're in a playing game and Lakers lose that game and they don't make the playoffs and D'Lo has a bad night, he shoots 2 of 10 from the field, has 13 points, do we just kind of ignore everything that he's done and Laker fans sit back and say, hey, you know what? Told you so. If it's a big game, because a lot of people got a taste in their mouth of D'Lo still, as great as he's been over the last 2 months. And I'm not – D'Lo's been fantastic for a long stretch here. But everybody's still going to kind of say, all right, well, what are you going to do in big moments? I mean, in the playoffs last year, you weren't there. I think that's going to be part of the question mark, and I'm curious to get your opinion if you feel the same way about D'Lo or he's already kind of proven his value moving forward with the team.
I think with a player in the category that D'Angelo Russell is in, D'Angelo Russell is not a star in the NBA, and he's certainly not a megastar in the NBA, but he's also better than a role player.
Yeah, he is.
Right? So he's in this weird, he's not a star, but he's not a role player. So what is he exactly? And our opinion of players like that is formed almost exclusively by super big moments, right? Like let's use a guy like KCP with the Nuggets, right? KCP and with the Lakers too. When they wildly important to winning championships if you're on a championship team. D'Angelo Russell has never been on a team that's good enough to be a championship team. So he's in that weird spot. And this is part of the downside. There are not many, but it's one of the downsides of playing on a team with a guy like LeBron James and Anthony Davis. That when you play playoff games and you lose, and those two guys are doing what they're supposed to do, they're going to turn their head very quickly to everyone else.
What
and
happened
when
to Danny Green, KCP,
right,
Kuzma, Rondo?
When you're the next guy, and he's the next guy, right? It's LeBron and AD did their job. Okay, why didn't you win? Let's look over here. And if you're standing there and your guy went off for 25 and you missed a handful of shots or you had a key turnover or you made a bad decision at an important time, it's this guy's killing us. Now, when LeBron and AD do what they're supposed to do and they win, hey, those guys were really good tonight. And we don't even talk about it over there. Now, a more sophisticated fan might, but when you lose, it's your fault. And when you win, it's because their two best guys were your two best guys. And very rarely is that middle, well, actually, LeBron was kind of not very good tonight, and D'Lo saved their you-know-whats. Sometimes you'll hear that, but never in those big games.
That's going to be the difference.
Never in those big games.
That's going to be the difference. The difference is because D'Lo's had moments in the regular season. By the way, D'Lo's been great for 2 months. They're still ninth. So it's like but
that's the other part.
And that's not on D'Lo. The point I'm making is that he's had moments this year where he led the team in scoring or he led the team in assists or he was a big reason why the Lakers won the game. But what you said about big moments, when are big moments? Aren't big moments going to be a little bit later?
It's postseason.
Well, postseason, I don't think we could say that. I think it's playing because you don't know if you're going to get in the postseason.
Sure, but he can only make it worse. If he's really good, we'll find a reason to give the credit to LeBron and AD, right? Because you're not going to win without LeBron and AD anyway. The case for D'Lo is he's their third best player, and he's pulled their fat out of the fire a few times to kind of save them along the way.
Has.
The flip side of that is save them into what, 9th place?
Here's a better question.
Like that he's so good that they're in 9th place because he's saving them? What are we talking about here?
Well, I think that's how low our bar has become as Laker fans, because that's one of the things that I keep asking is like, how low is low, and how lower can we get as Laker fans?
Let me tell you how low it is. We'll do it at 11:45. I know we got Factor Cap coming up next, but that's a great question, and I think there's an easy answer to it.
Factor Cap's next. Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
The biggest show.
And Otani, a little blooper in the left. That's going to get down. Another run for the Dodgers. The top of the order crushes as Gavin Lux touches home. 5-2 Los Angeles. Otani, his second hit of the night.
I think the most impressive thing right now from the Dodgers standpoint is the way that they have run the bases tonight.
I'm going to go fact.
First of all, it's not a cap. It's
No, it
just
is a cap.
Welcome to Factor Cap.
Hey, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys. I was like, I know it's a hey or a hi.
Roar.
You haven't given us the roar yet, Laura.
What roar?
Emily
always
roars.
does a roar.
Oh, I'm bad at, okay, roar.
Oh, that's
Good.
more like
Oh,
a cat.
perfect. No, this is
Like,
what
perfect.
this is what she does on Mason Ireland.
Perfect.
When we growl at the beginning, she goes, "Roar."
Roar.
Your
See,
cat needs to go to the vet. It sounds sick.
I don't like cats. So, there you go. Oh, all right, anyways.
Yeah.
All right.
It's Cardi B now.
All right, let's go. So the infamous Cecil Hotel in downtown
my.
is up for sale. The 600-unit building doesn't have a list price yet, but is estimated to be $123 million, starting asking price. And the investment group that has it says they're looking for buyers who will commit to keeping it as affordable housing. My question to you guys is, you guys are down to buy the Cecil Hotel and reinvent it, fact or cap?
I'll go first. I'm going to say cap. My knowledge of the Cecil Hotel exists on following some stories in the news over the years and then watching that documentary on Netflix about all of the bizarre and terrible things that have happened at the Cecil Hotel. I'm not a particularly religious guy. I'm not a particularly spiritual guy, but I do believe that there are energies in the world that are good and bad.
Yeah.
And there's bad energy in that building. Like all sorts of bad energy in that building. And I don't even like going near that building, driving by it or anything else. I don't want to buy it. I don't want to get near it. The Cecil Hotel, someone else can have it.
Yeah, so I'm assuming we just have money to do this.
Yes,
at the
yes.
time. Yes.
Hypothetically
okay. Hypothetically.
Yeah, because you could turn it into an investment. You could kind of change the
going,
structure of it.
I'm going to say cap because, like Trav said, I don't know too much about it, but it does seem like it just has that bad juju, and I don't think that's anything that I want to be a part of ever.
What about you, Alan?
Well, on Wikipedia.
Look it up on Wikipedia.
The hotel has a checkered history with many suicides and deaths occurring there.
Just let it go.
So I'm all for, hey, does this thing make sense? Could this, that's interesting. It's real estate. It's good real estate, all this. I don't mess with stuff like this.
They had a body rotting in the water tower for 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah, you didn't see the
No,
documentary?
You got to see the
I
documentary.
don't watch documentaries, you know that.
Oh, Lord.
Why?
You afraid of getting smart?
Because this is a whole longer conversation.
Wait,
come on,
There's
Greg.
great docs that I think you would like.
There are some
There's
that
good sports docs.
I'm okay with some of them. Most of those documentaries
He doesn't
are
wanna see
just
Dynasty.
not true.
Oh,
They're just not.
I know.
Like, a
Let
documentary
'em
is
have
supposed
it.
to be fully true and have no bias one way or the other, and they never are that way.
Does anything not have bias?
No, but I mean the filmmakers.
But everything's going to have
They
some
skew
degree
you
of bias.
towards a certain side,
What
and
the
I
hell
don't want
happened? Was there a day was there
No,
a
I don't know.
documentary that
Like,
took you out of
Yeah,
documentaries?
what?
No, like this Dynasty documentary, they're
I like
taking,
it.
they're taking Bleacher Report articles and making them actual newspaper articles.
Okay, but don't watch that one.
I'm not going to watch
He's
that.
so mad about that one thing, and I'm
No,
like,
there's
let
more,
it
there's
go,
more to
Greg.
it. No, they show
Okay,
different.
quiet
there's
on
more
set.
coming in.
Quiet
on
on-
set. You asked me the question.
No,
All of
dude,
you are
that's
asking me
wait,
questions.
there's
I'm
a-
answering said question.
Espérate.
Perate, nothing.
See, espérate, that's a documentary. Quiet on set.
She said quiet
Oh,
on
quiet
set.
on set.
Yeah.
This guy's like, you asked me the question. Long story short, Cap, I will not be purchasing
Okay.
this hotel. I'm scared of this hotel.
All right, Cody.
Oh, first of all, I don't know what the Cecil Hotel even is. I'm kind of like Greg, like in that sense that I don't even know.
Let me simplify for you,
Oh,
Cody.
Yep.
Would you be interested in buying a hotel where the Night Stalker used to hang out?
Well,
Would you be interested in buying a hotel where they had a woman rotting in the water tower for a couple of weeks and multiple people have committed suicide and disappeared? Is that something that you'd be interested in? Because I got the place for you. That's the Cecil
I'm
Hotel.
already nervous. And I have nothing to do with the sale.
Cody's like, no.
The fact that that I don't have any knowledge of it, and I'm all about the
Straight cash, homie.
Yeah.
and it's a return in investment. I'm gonna go fact.
You
I'll,
going
I'll
in?
I'll rebrand it and everything.
Get a group
Reputation
together.
for violence, suicide, and murder.
Oh my God.
I'm
It's a lot.
literally just reading this. It's not like
Tear
I'm
it
making any
down.
of this up.
Can we
Tear
just
it
say-
Okay,
down.
but here's the thing.
Tear
I
it
think
down.
this is that's the only thing that I would consider doing.
Sage.
Here's
Sage
the
it,
problem.
tear it down, put
Here's
some
the problem.
crystals
If you
down.
just paid $100 million to take down a property, like how now are you building something and making
You
your
got the money
back?
if you're going to spend $123 million to buy it and throw it down.
You do, but part of the reason why you have the money is because you're not just tearing down something for $123 million.
Call LeBron up. He can hook you up with an investment, just saying. All right, I don't know. Is there like a sounder for the next one?
No,
you're all set.
All right. Mabi, I didn't know. Okay.
On to
so,
the next one.
On to the next one. You remember that? Okay. So anyways, Facebook is bringing back the poke. I don't know if you guys remember, Cody. You're probably too young for that.
Dumb.
More of a MySpace guy.
You were not alive when MySpace was on.
AOL AIM.
He's Napster. He gets all his music off
I
Napster.
love Napster. LimeWire.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was a thing.
LimeWire.
How about when those articles came out of like, hey, this person is getting arrested because he downloaded.
Thanks, Metallica.
They were trying to scare everybody.
I hated Metallica after that. What the hell are you doing?
You guys
Let me listen to my music
kind of already answering my factor cap question. So my question was going to be, factor cap, there is one thing that you guys want to bring back that is kind of dead in the internet.
Kind of dead in the internet. Let's see. It's facts. I mean, bringing back you don't need Napster. You don't need any of that stuff.
No, you don't.
I'm sure it's. I'm
Napster
sure
was
something.
downloading music, basically. Yeah.
Like, if I want to go back in time to just that was a simpler time. AIM was a simple time. You just talk to your friends on AIM. ASL, that whole deal.
Yeah,
and
you
then,
know.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There was just you don't have to use any of that stuff anymore. It's past, so I'm capped. I'm changing it.
Yeah,
it's capped because we're so far advanced from all that stuff.
I'm capped. I don't think there's anything I want to bring back. I think I'd actually lean more towards taking things away. Like, there's just so much and
we should
too
take away
much
Reddit.
Okay, maybe Reddit. I don't need anything that was back there before.
Okay. What about you, Trav?
For me, and I'm going to be an old man here for a second because I am an old man.
You're not.
I would love for the internet to just go away for a minute.
Oh,
right?
So
like
nice.
Just not forever because it's too important.
How
use
long
it
we
too
need
much.
it here?
Yeah,
a month.
Yeah,
You know what it would be nice to not have these, to not have. I'm holding up my phone right now. To just be out of touch, and it be a reasonable thing to be out of touch for a day or two, and to not be able to have to connect with actual people. No, just all of these things. A month to reconnect. Like if I want to see you, I'll come see you.
You'll drive to me.
We'll get together. We'll go.
IRL.
I would still go, but how would you get in touch with me?
I would have to call you at your house.
Or knock on the door.
But that's what I'm saying. We'd have to figure out ways to communicate with one another that weren't text, that weren't internet. I use it as much as everybody else. I like it.
Or just take internet away. He could still call you or whatever.
Yeah, just be able to go and just live life pre-internet for a brief period of time.
This is why you and I are going camping for a week together.
Not interested.
We're sharing our food and Marlette Islands.
I don't know why you're not interested.
Camping.
That's
Everything
exactly
he just
what you're
described
talking
was
about.
that.
Yes.
Wait,
I still
have you
want
been?
a toilet. I still want a shower.
We have
Do glamping like Greg.
All right,
There's
first
a
of all,
Walmart
Greg
an
does
hour away.
glamping.
you're a dude, Travis. You don't need that very many places for a toilet.
That's true. You're
Well,
not a girl.
I have specific needs that you don't need to know about.
Okay, I don't need to know your needs by any means.
Wait, I have a legit question. Have you been camping before?
Like camp, like in the
Yeah,
woods?
yeah.
No, of course not.
I've never
not
done
once.
it
It's
either.
awesome. It's great.
I've never done it.
great.
Listen, I need a
Favorite thing in the
toilet.
world.
I
So
need a
good.
shower. There's specific things that I need.
I want
you
a
know?
bed.
There is a little
that.
bit of you could do glamping.
Okay, Greg does glamping. We know.
Or you
It's
could
not-
just
it's
go
not
for
glamping.
or you could
Why
just
would I
go
want
for
to
one night.
camp if
Just
I
go
could
for
just
one
stay
night.
in a hotel?
One
But
night,
I'd rather
and
get
then
a
you
nice
come back.
hotel
Yes.
with
Yes.
room
It's
service.
not
Exactly.
It's
Well,
not
everybody
glamping.
would rather
I
do
sleep
that.
in a sleeping bag on a cot. That is not
Chris
glamping.
camps. He does 2 weeks straight out of the year. What month is it that you go camping, Chris?
I don't. No. He doesn't leave his
goes
office very much.
2 weeks straight without any service or nothing. He actually eats off the
ground,
fields.
off the field.
It lives off the land?
Lives off the land.
He's eating the wheat.
Never
as he's
seen
out
anything
there.
like it.
The berries. Give me the berries. Is that what they're
The
eating?
one time I went camping, I got very sick and almost died.
Whoa,
did you
that
go
got
camping?
morbid.
Why?
Where?
I don't know. Like, have a supa area. It was a friend's.
Around here-ish?
No, I went hiking for 13 miles and then camped.
Oh, you went the.
They have a supa thing.
Yeah.
We had to carry like 100-pound bags.
Oh, see, that looks amazing.
When
now.
did
Not
you do
100.
that?
2009. I was in better shape then.
Wow. I had no idea.
That's Havasu Falls.
I got a lot of follow-up
That's
questions
beautiful.
about that
That's
trip.
awesome. That's inside the
always
Grand
wanted to do
Canyon,
that,
right?
yeah.
I'll show you
In
something
the-
inside
yeah.
a canyon.
Hey now.
Why did you do that?
I'm good.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Our friends at that point, a 30th birthday maybe, or I don't even remember, and he thought that this was a great idea for like the 6 of us.
It's awesome. We
One
should do that.
almost didn't come back, and that
You?
one was me.
Yeah.
There's
Was he
6 of
named
us here,
Morales?
so
I'm
we're
glad
gonna
you
do that
came back, Chris. We are very glad you came back.
Well, some
To
people are.
us.
Why are you guys here?
What the
Coming
hell
up
are you guys
next.
doing in here?
Coming up next.
What the hell are you guys doing in here?
Coming up next,
You're
we
a
will
jerk.
continue the dialogue about DeMarco Farr being a cheating scumbag
Oh, jeez.
when it comes to pickleball.
That's quite a tease. That's next. Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
Saturday.
Live from LA Live. Travis and Sliwa on 710.
She's on hold. She's on hold.
No, honestly, Trav, you just sell the Kit Kats to the other school and you pocket the money.
How did they ever let you be in charge of a charitable endeavor?
Because I was president of the Key Club.
Never.
You were cheating?
Ever
No, I wasn't cheating. I
Trust
was
the president
You
of
were
the Key
doing
Club.
some other.
Listen, we had to move funds. 11 minutes in front of
Time
noon.
they got screwed up.
He made $6,000. He made $6,000 in 4th grade.
Teach me.
The timeline got screwed up.
Meanwhile, it's not a live imaging Tuesday. It's a Wednesday on the Travis and Sliwa Show. But Corporate Greg's here. I'm here. Oh, what's my new catchphrase? Hello, fans. I know we didn't like that one.
No, we don't like that.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello,
No,
no,
just
no.
beautiful.
It doesn't
That's all
matter.
by itself.
We got a special guest. Because DeMarco Farr, Rams Super Bowl champion and part of the Rams broadcast team and this radio station, has continued his antics of trying to cheat for our Pickleball Madness tournament coming up Saturday at the Gape Pickleball Center in Fountain Valley. I don't even know. He's a miscreant. I'm not going to call him a scumbag because the great Caitlin Baker is on the line.
Uh-huh.
Caitlin is part of the Rams. I guess I will ask her what she actually does. Caitlin, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hi,
Hi,
Caitlin.
Caitlin. What's your official title with the Rams?
I am the senior manager of media partnerships.
Oh, look at that. That's a
LA
good
Rams.
title.
It is a good title.
Very official.
So Caitlin helps us a lot here at the radio station. Greg, myself, all of you guys on Sundays when we do our broadcast. Without her, we'd be lost. And without her, DeMarco Farr would still be disqualified, as I DQ'd him 2 weeks ago because he's trying to bring in ringers. And then, of course, he said, I can't find anybody, so now I'm going to bring in another ringer. And reports tell me, Caitlin, that you play pickleball quite a bit.
I do. I mean, I'd say I play once or twice a month. Nothing too crazy, but I am confident in my pickleball skills. I will say that. Although I don't consider it cheating. I would consider myself a member of the ESPN.
Yeah, I'm with her. I'm with her on this.
Hold on, Slee.
Yeah, no, I'm with her.
The trial has just begun.
Listen,
So am I, by the way.
She sounds like we've known Caitlin for a long time here. It's not like he just went off the streets here in these pickleball tournaments and just grabbed nobody.
Like that James Coe guy that nobody knew who he
that
was
was
at all.
shady as you know
that
what.
was shady.
That was so. Caitlin, let me
AF.
ask you this: when you play once or twice a month, which probably means 3 or 4, do you typically win when you play?
I would say yes.
Okay.
I do.
Okay, hold on.
She hasn't lost a game since '99.
Much like I'm just going to continue to ask questions. So when you play, you typically win. Do you play with mostly men or mostly women, or a little combination of the two?
Mostly women. So this will be new for me. I've never played with a male partner. So and listen, I haven't played with DeMarco yet. So we're going in fresh on Saturday. Not
Caitlin, this is where I don't believe your story. I feel like you guys are doing 2-a-days like Riley was doing with the 80s Showtime.
You were an
I like
athlete.
how you worked Lakers in somehow.
Always.
Caitlin, you were an athlete in high school, correct?
Yes, I played volleyball.
And your team was quite good, I believe?
Yeah, we made it to CIS, but lost. Lost.
So
we
the
didn't
case
get
that I'm
the title.
building is that DeMarco just didn't pick a coworker from work.
Right.
Yeah.
This
well,
was
he did
not
that last year. They did that last year with Kirk.
This was not, Caitlin, I know her from the Rams. She's the senior director of media partnerships.
Yeah.
We'll bring her in here. This is an athlete who went to the CIF championship, who plays frequently, who wins, and is going to step right in and dominate.
Well, if
this
I'm
thing.
right, I think DeMarco bought a pickleball court, brought 30 people from across the country, and Caitlin's the one that actually won at the end. So he had tryouts. Caitlin won the tryouts.
I can't confirm or deny that, but I am a little bit nervous because I don't want to get on the outs like Kirk did last season. I mean, there is a lot on the line. I gotta show up.
Kirk got fired.
Yeah, no, Kirk.
They
haven't talked.
Kirk,
They haven't talked since last March.
It was as frustrated as I've seen DeMarco in any single endeavor in my entire life. That after 2 points, he looks at me like, I don't know what I've gotten into. After the same 2 points, Kirk looked at me like, I don't know how to play this game. It was an interesting dynamic, to be sure.
I could sense some tension during the Rams football season, but I didn't know why. Now I know why.
I think DeMarco is still engaging in behavior that needs to get him DQ'd. I'm sorry.
Why?
Why?
Caitlin is
that's
great, but
extreme.
Caitlin isn't an on-air presence here. Now, this is her debut. But I think, especially if they win, Caitlin's going to have to. We're going to have to find some sort of weekly contribution that she makes to our on-air program.
That's great. Fine.
I'm happy to do it. I mean, I'm happy to do whatever it takes, Morales. Whatever it takes.
Okay, because I just feel that this is not in the spirit of our second annual Pickleball Madness tournament.
How about this? When we're playing, Trav, if we have to play against them and they embarrass us, then we disqualify them.
Thank you.
When does the
It's a good
DQ
solution.
get activated? Like, at what point?
If you guys win, I'll DQ you.
Okay.
If you guys lose in the first,
it's no problem.
Yeah, no problem.
Everybody's
Listen,
welcome back.
It's all
next
smiles.
year.
So Caitlin, you said you've never played with a male partner before. Now,
No.
did I and Andy Kamenetsky not just play with you 2 weeks ago?
Oh,
Wait a minute,
yes.
is this a lie?
That is. I didn't want to leak that information. I was trying to keep.
Well,
it
what you call leak, we call concealing.
It was Andy Kamenetsky and I. We went and went and played. We talked about it before.
Okay, I don't know if that was released on air, so I didn't want to leak any insider.
Are you?
this is all kinds of stuff.
Are you better or worse than Andy?
Am I what?
Are you a better or worse player than Andy Kamenetsky?
I don't think it's hard to be a better or a worse player than Andy. I would say I was better than him, without a doubt.
Has Corporate Greg gotten better since last year?
Absolutely. I mean, his skills are inclining at a speedy pace.
Oh,
So
I
think he's the one to look out for, honestly.
Beautiful.
Thank you. So, by the way, it was 4 of us. It was one of Caitlin's friends, and it was me, and it was Andy Kamenetsky, and we did like a round robin kind of thing. Caitlin won every single game.
I wonder why.
Except for the one with Andy Kamenetsky.
Yeah,
he did his best though. He put his body on the line. He laid out.
No,
there.
AK effort's there.
So
Yeah.
Caitlin and I sit next to each other in the press box every Sunday at SoFi Stadium to watch Rams games. And Caitlin's lovely mother, Cindy, has been very kind to me.
Cindy
She's a big fan.
P1 of the radio
Cindy
station.
hates me. Big fan of the Trav and Slee show. She brought me a bottle of wine at one point. So I'm inclined to give you my vote of support, Caitlin, because you and I have become friends over these years. However, if you come in there and clean up against us, this is you know what. That is just simply unacceptable.
My mom, I can report that my mom will be in the stands.
Oh, well, beautiful.
And
That's a good
Morales,
thing.
You might have a present coming your way. So shout out to Cindy Baker.
Well, I do like trying to buy me off. I like that. That's always good.
All of a sudden, now Chris is completely
He's like,
okay.
oh, no,
He's
you're
like, this is a
absolutely
great
welcome.
idea.
Come on in, Caitlin.
DeMarco, this is a great idea.
All right, the fun and frivolity of the Pickleball Madness tournament. You could see Caitlin Baker from the Rams and her lovely mother there Saturday in Fountain Valley. It starts at 10 a.m. Will Caitlin and DeMarco get DQ'd because they're just too good? I guess you'll have to find out. ... Go to ESPNLA.com, sign up to RSVP for your seat. Click the Pickleball Madness logo. Caitlin, we know you're a busy woman. Thank you for taking time, and we'll see you Saturday.
Thanks, Caitlin.
Of course. See you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
She
had secrets.
She wasn't
going
really
to talk about how she's been playing, warming up with
No.
Corporate Greg and Andy, and probably they're like going over game tape.
So here's the thing.
Don't we have it on?
She's-
Don't we flip it up on all 22s from last year?
She's very calm out there, and she's very good. She's
I saw
she's a
last
good
night.
pickleball
I saw
player.
Caitlin on ESPN too. She was playing. She was in a tournament.
She's actually on LeBron's team in the pickleball league.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know Caitlin super well, but I feel I know her a little bit to say that I would be far more surprised if she were bad than if she were
no, she's
really
gonna
good.
be good.
No,
That
she's good.
I just kind of I know people like her, and she's going to be very
Their
good at
team
this.
name is Cam Newton's hat.
He
I
does
love
like his
that, by
hats.
the way. I love that name.
Cam likes hats.
It didn't move.
No, it didn't.
No, it did not move.
Despite all the bobbing and weaving, it did not move.
By the way,
It stayed right there.
Clinton or Greg Bergman, Corporate Greg, is playing with the great Clinton Yates, Big CY, and their
The
team
Bergacy.
name the Berg CY.
The Bergacy.
Yeah, the Berg CY.
Or the Berg
Bergacy.
But I like that. Who came up with it? Clinton came up with it?
No, it was a mailman Matt. Actually.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. We were good last year when I played with Clinton after
Did
we
we
were all
play
done.
them?
I don't think we played you, but we beat Sedano.
We
and
played.
Cap.
We played. We played against you and Jorge. I believe.
yeah, and
Oh,
me and
yeah,
Jorge
yeah,
weren't
yeah.
very good.
Well, Jorge isn't good.
Oh.
Who takes
It
it?
was pretty good.
What's Yates's? I
He's
think
very
I have an
serious.
idea. Okay, so he's very serious. Okay.
What's
He's
the
so
equivalent
serious?
of 6 errors at shortstop in pickleball?
You're not going to let it go, are you?
He's not.
Was it 6?
At least.
Oh my god.
They stopped counting.
Yeah.
You're
I've never seen
red.
Travis so happy than that
so
day.
red.
He was so excited.
He came up to me. I got a single. He was playing first base and he goes, "That made me so happy."
Look, anybody that cares that much about that, it needs to be the market needs to correct itself, and it did, aggressively. It was pretty
complete
great.
other way.
All right, we're gonna do round 2 on D'Lo. You have more, Slee?
No, it's I
You're done.
literally, Yeah.
All right, then we'll come up with
Let's do
something.
Yamamoto.
Let's do
for tomorrow.
Yamamoto.
Yeah.
He's probably in the bullpen right now. I think the game's about to start in 10 minutes. The other one just ended. That's coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN. Go on Prize Picks. You can find Yamamoto on Prize Picks.
Oh, yeah.
It's baseball season. You can play baseball at Prize Picks. Here's what you do. You pick between 2 and 6 players. You look at the statistical projection. You pick more or less. You collect your money if you get it right. You can win up to 25 times your money at Prize Picks. And when you put in that promo code 710, they're going to match that first deposit up to $100.
I got a couple NBA games here that I'm going to go through real quick. Steph Curry tonight, more or less than 26.5 points. They're playing against the Memphis Grizzlies. Desmond Bane, more or less than 23.5 points. Put in your picks. It takes about 60 seconds to submit your entry. It makes even games that you're not interested in interesting. Make sure you use that promo code so you could take advantage of this special offer. Download the app today. Use that code 710 for a first deposit match of up to $100. That's code 710 on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
The biggest show.
All right, Parker. What's up, Greg? Spring training. All right, Parker. Little Ohtani and Dodger blue. Yeah, why are you looking at the camera? I don't know. Let's start over. All right, Parker. Dodger spring training. That's right, Greg. Ohtani and Dodger blue. Yeah, Yamamoto's here. Pretty excited about that one. Tons of new faces. I mean, Kike's back. Yes, it's great. Maybe we should talk about it on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. I like that idea. What do you say? 9:30, 9:55. Right, leading right into Travis and Sliwa. Get a couple guests. Maybe Marcus Grant. Travis Rogers, perhaps? Yep. Just have a bunch of people come in. Maybe Clinton Yates will even find his way in. Oh, you know, you always want to have the handsome man president right there. Absolutely. All right, well, I think we should do that. We'll do it every day, Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 9:55 on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. Thanks to LAX.
For going to the grocery store sushi for dinner and trying a different roll that I typically get for lunch, and like I felt like a new man, that it was just a complete reset.
What was the roll?
So I almost always get a spicy tuna roll for lunch, right? Just in there,
basic.
in and out.
Basic.
Super basic, easy.
But it's good.
It is good. I'm not
Yeah.
dissing it.
Got a rainbow roll for dinner last night.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
very
a good
good.
one.
It was very good.
I have a little hesitation on a rainbow roll from the grocery store.
Here I am.
But if it went okay,
here I am.
I mean, sushi from a grocery store is a little sus, but
Not if they're making it every day. If they're bringing it in from another place and it sits there until it sells, but this place, every day, it's brand new. I see the guy. We say what's up to one another when I go to get my my wood chopsticks and my 2 packets of soy. We've got a routine.
The Albertsons he goes to,
it's fancy.
They flew the tuna in from Tokyo at one of the markets the night before.
Got it. Yeah,
they do the tuna auction at his Albertsons.
I don't know how you're going to sell me on that because just think of the worst experience you could have with food poisoning.
Ooh.
And it was like that because of grocery sushi.
Look, I haven't eaten a cinnamon roll in 40 years for this reason.
Yeah. So it's just like...
I'm not trying to convince you to do it because what you're describing is I had that experience with cinnamon rolls when I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
I ate a bad cinnamon roll log.
Yep.
All of the cinnamon rolls. And I haven't had one since. Lived on the bathroom floor for 3 days.
My aunt, when I was like 10 years old, made us some kind of soup Middle Eastern dish. To this day, I won't touch that dish because of that. I don't think I've ever told her.
No,
I'm going to tell her next time I see her.
You should. Hey, what's her name? Aunt who?
Yazdan.
Aunt Yazdan.
Yep.
Oh, that's a nice.
Remember that soup?
Name.
Remember that soup you made me?
Yep.
Got to tell you something.
I got to tell.
I have a confession. I
thought I was bringing up my aunt.
Do you call her Aunt Yezi?
No, I just call her Auntie.
Okay,
yeah.
that's
Auntie.
good. Yeah. Don't let her make the soup, though.
Right. No, that's not happening. We already know that.
Did she pick up something on her way in?
Did she? No, it just sometimes I think could have just been a bad batch of something.
So
Bad
Yamamoto
luck.
tonight or tomorrow morning. Yeah, it said, look, can we just get them back so we
3
can stop
a.m.
worrying?
tomorrow.
Yes.
Yamamoto.
How about this? The next Dodger game, Yamamoto will pitch. Glasnow pitched the opener last night and was, what are we going to give that, a C+?
C.
Yeah, C. Yeah.
He was good in like the first inning and a half. And
Walk four guys.
Listen.
He can't walk 4 guys.
Listen. I'm going to say B-. Gave up 2 runs in 5 innings.
Walk 4.
Not bad.
Walk 4. I'm with you. I'm with you.
That's 3 too many.
I completely agree. But when the dust settled, he gave up 2 runs in 5 innings in Korea. C+, B-. We're splitting.
Yeah, it was okay. I'm terrified of walks because here's how the Dodgers are going to lose: bad defense and walks.
Sure.
That's nobody's going to light these guys
yeah.
up. Yeah, but the Dodgers score so many runs, you're going to have to give them a few runs along the way for them to be able to match that horsepower. As far as Yamamoto goes,
good point.
It's really interesting. People that are baseball fans and people that are baseball people, not even just necessarily baseball fans, but people that understand baseball, go into tonight's game, tomorrow morning's game, the next game, whatever we're calling it, and understand that Yamamoto is a work in progress, right? That this is a new league with new umpires, new hitters, a new baseball, a new work routine. Instead of being a 6-man rotation, he's in a 5-man rotation. It's very, very new. It's going to be an adjustment. He could go out there tonight and strike out 10 guys, and people will lose their minds that he's the second coming of, Roger Clemens.
Sure.
He could go out there tonight and get knocked out of the game in the 3rd inning, having given up 6 runs, and people are like, oh, my God, what did they buy for $300 million? The guy can't get anybody out. Neither one of those things are true. It's going to take some time, but I'm really curious how he's going to respond to the spotlight, to the pressure that's there, because when you're the highest paid player in your position in the whole sport and you've never played in this league,
sure,
that's a tremendous amount of pressure.
I don't know how much this has anything to do with it, but I think if he's getting paid $325 million to play for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and this was after, just remember the offseason that they had. Shohei first, then Yamamoto or Glasnow, whatever the...
I think Glasnow was right before
something
Shohei,
like that,
I think.
Right? Whatever
After
it was.
Shohei.
Was it after Shohei?
Whatever it was, but when the dust settled, your squad spent basically $1.3 billion in an offseason.
Got to field the team, Slee.
Got to field the team. Yep, got to field the team. I think for him, this is how I feel, and I don't know if people are going to give him the same leeway that I would give somebody who just came over, like you just mentioned. He's 25 years old. He's never pitched in a regular season game in Major League Baseball yet.
He's never faced hitters this good.
Can we give him a second?
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is that if through 10 starts, he is 4-4, and that ERA is not what you're looking for. Should there be this, what the hell is going on here? You got to do better. Because I think there is going to be that. I think people are expecting him, because of the terms and the dollars and the amount of success that he had, that he's just going to come into the major leagues. I mean, it was 1 or 2 starts in, and wasn't it Mark Pryor that was, hey, you're tipping your pitches?
Yep.
And he was saying that publicly.
Yeah.
It's going to take a second. And I don't know if people want to give him that leniency. I would caution Dodger fans out there. It might take a second for Yamamoto.
I think for me,
Shohei's in a completely different position of walking in. He played 6 years in the majors before he came to the Dodgers.
There's no question mark about whether or not Shohei's ability is going to translate. He's the best player in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Full stop. Right? He just is. There is a question. Yamamoto has never played in a league that's this good. He's played in the second best league, but he hasn't played in the best league. And I think you got a good glimpse of this. I'm going to put on my very, very uneducated scout hat here for a second. You mentioned some numbers that if he does, 4-4 and the ERA is this after, 10 or 12 starts, whatever. I'm not going to be so much driven by the results of how many strikeouts does he have, how many hits has he given up, how many walks, how many wins, any of that stuff. To me, it's much more about the mix of pitches that he's throwing. How often are guys swinging and missing at his stuff? That's the big thing for me.
Sign.
If guys are swinging and missing a lot, that means he's going to be okay. Even if there could be days where he strikes out 6 but gives up 7 hits. That's okay. As long as you're getting a lot of swings and misses, then it's just a matter of refining the mix. I think you saw it in spring training. The first time through, guys didn't have very good luck against him. The second time through, he was a little less precise with his fastball in particular. In particular, throwing the ball up in the zone. Okay? In the Japanese league, that 96.7 mile an hour above the belt fastball, not a lot of guys that are going to hit that pitch. In this league, there are. You can't throw that pitch. He's going to have to find a way to throw a different pitch in those situations. I believe that he will. I believe that he'll figure it out, and he'll figure it out pretty quickly. But if we're 10 starts in, Slee, and he's not getting a lot of swings and misses, and guys are hitting the ball in the barrel frequently, that's when you start to go, hey, what's going on over there? But as long as you're getting a lot of swing and miss, and as long as the mix is getting refined as he gets deeper into the season, he's locating pitches a little better, his sequencing is a little better, then I'm not going to be worried at all. What does that look like much more than, hey, he's 3-4 with an ERA of 5.5? Give it time.
Are we underestimating the Dodgers' risk from the offseason? Look. Let me explain.
Yes.
Because simply put, this is how it's going so far. Simply put, they spent $1.3 billion. Okay,
on 3 guys, 4 guys.
Well, okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Taskar, or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so they spent $1.3 billion. You already won 100 games last year. You got the best player in baseball to come over and represent your team, and you got the biggest free agent in the offseason. Forget Shohei for a second. There was probably about 4 or 5 teams of the biggest markets that were saying 300, 275. How much can we give you? Just come to us.
Mm-hmm.
The risk that I'm talking about is it's easy to just automatically assume it's all going to work out perfect. What's your hesitation on Glass now?
Health.
They gave him 5 years.
I know. And he's 30.
That's not a Dodger thing.
It's not.
What's your hesitation on Yamamoto?
New league.
He's never pitched here.
Yeah.
Gave him 12 years, 325. And the only reason why I point that, I'm not saying that it's not going to work. What I'm saying is Dodgers are very strategic with everything that they do. This offseason, it was more about just go get them, and I don't care what it costs. I don't care what the risk is. Just go get them. And maybe, Trav, it's easy for them to make that decision because they're going to make so much freaking money signing these players.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the difference.
The hedge. I agree with everything you said, by the way. I think the risk is real, but I think it's negated for 2 reasons. Number one, you kind of touched on it right there. Number one is economically, there's no risk for them. They've already made whatever it cost them to bring specifically those two players in. Glasnow's not going to pay for himself. Those other two guys are. They're going to pay for themselves virtually instantly. Okay, with what you get in Japan, international, and everything else. So that's almost a net zero. You won. You won that. But there's massive baseball risk, right? Because you're not just bringing them in there to go get from 100 to 110 or 12 wins. You're bringing them in to win the World Series. And if they don't, it's a failure. If they don't win the World Series, quite frankly, this year, it's a failure. It is.
Well,
there's no scenario that exists.
Can I help you out?
Yeah.
It's not even. It's this year moving forward.
Of course.
Like that's going to be the.
It's this year moving forward until Shohei Ohtani has gray hair and is walking with a cane, right? It's just that this. You're all in. This is the nuclear option. This wasn't nibble around the edges. This was, you know what? I got to crawl out on a thin branch for the first time in a long time. Let's crawl out there and let's see. Tyler Glasnow doesn't pitch. When he pitches, he's good. He doesn't pitch very often. I think he had a career high in starts last year. I think it was 19.
19. Yep.
It's funny
that's crazy.
Okay, when they traded for him, instantly, the conversation was, "Hey, that's a good move." They went out and got him, and he's only got 1 year left on his contract.
Yeah.
And then when they extended him, it was like, wait a minute, who did that?
Yeah.
Dodgers? No, Dodgers don't do that.
And that seems like the bargain deal that they did.
He might be fantastic, and maybe everything changes, and maybe the organization just says, guys, things just work out better with us than they do with other organizations. But I go back to it, that was not a Dodger-esque type of move.
It wasn't, and there's risk. Look, anyone want to read me the names of everybody that's been awesome after they've had 2 Tommy John surgeries? You got 3 on your pitching rotation. You've got May, Buehler, and Ohtani have all had 2 Tommy John operations. One of your other starters is a 36-year-old man with a history of back problems. Okay? Like, I know it's Clayton Kershaw. I know he's going to the Hall of Fame. I know he's that, but he's also 36 with a history of back problems. Your guys have gone through this twice. Okay, there's risk. They're also going to score 9 runs a night.
They are.
Yeah.
That helps.
They're going to be okay. The risks are there,
helps.
but the reward is bigger.
They're going to slug, and they're going to get big moments from their big guys, and Yamamoto gets his first chance at it tonight. Jimmy G is a Ram, and he talked yesterday, and he said something that if you're a Rams fan like me, you should be pretty happy about. That's next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
Mason in Ireland.
I ordered like a sailor.
Hey, I'm Dave Denholm.
And I'm Mario Rees.
You know us from the LAFC radio broadcasts.
Now we have a new podcast called LAFC Plus, and you can find it on the ESPN LA app.
LAFC Plus brings you all the latest on the black and gold.
Plus, we break down the latest news and interesting stories from around MLS.
For all the news, fun, insight, and everything that is MLS and LAFC, join us on LAFC Plus.
LAFC!
It's available on the ESPN LA app and everywhere you get your podcasts.
Join us.
All right, the madness starts on March the 21st, and we are going to be at the Islands in your neighborhood, Ireland.
This is my personal islands in Manhattan Beach, in Manhattan Village. My son, the great Jack Ireland, will be washing dishes and bussing tables, so he can't get you any free food, but if you need a clean dish, he'll be ready.
Excellent. Well, I will be ready for cheddar fries, dredged in that ranch dressing. My favorite thing at Islands. And all the shows are going to be there. Travis and Sliwa, me and Ireland, and Shadano and Cap on March the 21st.
Games start at 9 o'clock in the morning and run all day and all night. Join us at Islands.
Morning Spectacular live from LA Live. Travis and Sliwa on 710 ESPN.
How about a little late Ask Laura? You ready for one past the deadline?
Yeah, let's go.
This is from MVP Otani Protection Agency. I like that. Do you have a favorite theme park snack? First of all, are you a theme park? Are you a Disneyland person?
I'm a huge Disney person.
Okay.
So my tradition when I go to Disney, I have to get a churro.
Okay.
That's like
right away or at some point?
No. At some point.
Okay.
At some point, I have to get a churro. And now with them having like liquor around the parks, I gotta get a cocktail. I gotta sneak in a cocktail. That's not really a snack, but I gotta sneak that in.
So you have to go to the other side, right? California Adventure is the only place you can find that.
No.
No?
Well, I mean, they have at Disney.
Yeah.
At the Oga. At where like the Star Wars land is or whatever.
Oh, that's right. They got the
have
bar
Cantina.
back there. That's right. I forgot about that.
But then now there's certain places and certain restaurants at Disneyland that also have
liquor.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What do they got?
I mean, it's not like super hard stuff, but you know, it'll give you a little good
take the edge
snazzle,
off.
You know.
I gotta take some family there
then
soon.
you
I'm gonna
can
need all these notes.
You can get creative, you know, if you know what I'm saying. I'll give you tips outside of mic.
Okay.
Off mic. Yeah,
all right.
Because then I can get in trouble.
Hacks, so to speak.
Hacks between us.
There you
know?
go.
Find me in the DMs. I'll tell you.
These are my favorite things because when they introduced, you could get some beers and like some margaritas and stuff like that over at California Adventure, so a glass of wine or whatever it is. I did not know that there was something going on. I knew you had to own that Club 33.
Oh,
you had
yeah.
to get access to that, which was hard to get.
That's still hard. I'm still waiting if anybody, because you can only go in there if you got the cash.
Yeah.
You dish it out. Or if someone that has it invites you. So I'm like, anybody want to invite me? I'm down. Let's go.
I did it once.
Oh, how was it? Please tell me.
So I'm a little bit like you in that I enjoy Disneyland. Like even I'm not a Disney adult necessarily, but I still, when my kids want to go, I'll gladly take them and spend a few hours walking around.
Yeah.
I enjoy it, and it's something
get your
I've
steps in too.
Very positive associations with the park and all of this stuff. So my neighbor several houses ago overheard me talking with the kids, like, oh, you guys are going to Disney? Well, we're Club 33 members. Would you guys like to try that? I'm like, yes. So I've been hearing about this forever and ever. It's this door kind of sort of by Pirates Caribbean.
It
If
is.
you don't know to look for it, you'd never notice
It says
it.
33 on it. That's
Yeah,
all you know.
That's it.
That's it.
And there's like usually a host or a hostess standing outside that's just kind of there.
Yeah.
And it was the only place forever and ever where you could get a beer, a glass of wine, or a cocktail. And it was like a little lounge where Walt Disney would bring VIPs and all of this stuff. And I had this grand vision in my head of what this thing was.
Okay.
It did not live up to the vision. It was cool to be in there, but it was, and this, gosh, this was 15 years ago. It's been a long time.
You thought it was going to be like Mardi Gras. Like you were walking in, rowdy as hell, parents going crazy. Yep.
I thought it was going to be very, honestly, elegant. Yes.
Yeah. But
exactly right. I thought it was going to be elegant, and it's a Disney restaurant.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it, but it wasn't, like, I thought it was going to be fancy.
You had a different vision. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I have a friend who did it. You know, shout out to Yessi Ortiz. And her looked very, very elegant. So I don't know if they did some modifications,
perhaps.
you know. But I do have a quick story for you guys. So I was at the park, and you know how they do the fireworks, right? So I'm there with my boyfriend and his family or whatever, and I laugh. I just, like, belted out I don't even know why, but I belted out a laugh. This guy turns around, and he goes, is that Laura? And I was like, oh, my God. And he was like, I recognize that laugh. And I was like, dude, what? That was so weird, right? And then I was like, oh, and the first thing my boyfriend goes is, dude, you got into Club 33 because he had the hat. He didn't even say hi. He didn't say nothing. He was like, how do we get in? I'm like, say hi first. Maybe that'll help us.
Nice to meet you. How do you get in?
Yeah, how do you get in? But we've all, like, I've always wanted to experience that because I'm a little Disney person.
So this is interesting. Let's say there's a thing you want to do.
Okay.
Club 33, play a private golf course. Get access to a thing that not a lot of people have access to. What a PJ, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can't ask for it. How do you go about letting the universe or the person that does have access to it know that you want it? Like, because if you just come straight out, hey, how'd you get in there? They're never inviting that person. But if you let it be known, hey, I've always wanted to play that golf course. I've always wanted to
you gotta
go
be
to
sly
that.
about it. Definitely
how do you
gotta be
do
sly.
it? How do you do it?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's like an example of something that I don't know. I'm trying to think here. If there's an example of something that you want to get into, you don't want to be
you got a
obvious.
Date? Got a date for that?
Well, you have to be obvious enough that they know you're interested without being thirsty about it, right?
Oh, Christian was thirsty.
It's one because golf course is the one that always come up. Like, and this is my game plan. Tell me, and if you want to hit us up, 877-710-3776. How do you go about trying to get the hookup without asking for the hookup? Right?
That's tough.
It's one of these. You play there? Oh man, what's your favorite part about that? I've heard nothing but great stories. What do you love about it? Like, show genuine interest in it, that and an enthusiasm for it. Hey, is that part 3 that I've read about? Is that as hard as everybody says it is? Mm-hmm. And just you have to come out and find out for yourself one of these times. Let me hook that up for you. Oh my gosh, what an amazing opportunity!
You could also kind of just throw out, look, if there's ever a time, I don't care the time, the play. If something just happens and there's the ability to play that course, put me on the top of your list. I will be there. So something like
this
that.
Is a golf course. That would be an automatic. Never him. Never. Can't do it like that. And
why?
Really?
I don't know.
Why?
It is because
if you're straight up and you just ask,
you
know?
want it a little too much. And the whole community is, if you want us to be with us, then you can't be with us.
Okay, so
if you're just kind of interested in it.
But now there's a little bit of like, I'm getting turned off by
exactly.
by
it's
the
like,
invite.
Like, you know when a guy, like, I hate when a guy's like, oh, girls, don't want honesty. No, yes, we do. If you just want a DTF, let me know. Let me figure out if I'm down too. But then guys are like, nah. But
down
then
to fry.
Yeah. And when guys are.
The air fryer. Talk about the air fryer out there.
But, when
Come
guys
over
are
and
very
we will-
like, sneaky, I'm like, ugh. You turn it. It's a turn off.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. Like if you're too,
you gotta. It's a middle. You can't feign total disinterest because then they're like, I don't care at all. But it's like, oh man, I've heard nothing but great things, man. Must be.
It's like I'm not golfing there.
I don't want you anyways.
That's not your lane. Like I'm trying to think like a fancy restaurant that somebody may be able to give you that access to, right? That oh man, hey, is that souffle as good as I've heard?
If you don't do it, I'm going to give you a negative review on Yelp.
Yeah, I don't think they care.
What's a restaurant? Because you love golfing.
I do.
So that's a golf thing. For you, restaurants, it's a thing? I did not know. So what's the restaurant that you want to go into? Have you been to Nobu?
No, it's not.
In Malibu?
Number one, I've never been. I want to go.
Oh, you've never?
But you just have to pay,
I don't
right?
think I've been there either.
What?
No, I've been to the Mastros near it.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's
They're
a nice
right there.
one, too. Yeah, that's nice. So I went with one of my guy friends. He's like my brother. We went for his
I
birthday.
think John lives there. I think the way you go to
Keyshawn uses Nobu like I use Albertsons.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, but see, it's a different type, right? I've only been there
in
twice.
There and grab a roll for $88.
I've only been there twice. The first time it was like a planned thing for friends, and then the second time it was my friend's birthday out of the whim. He was like, let's go to Malibu, and he was like, let's go to Nobu. I'll never forget. He has like a really nice car, but it was in the shop, so he was borrowing a friend's car. Beat up little Honda. So we roll up to Nobu in this beat up little Honda, and there's a valet guy.
Sure.
And he looks at us like, do you need directions? And my friend's like, no, we're coming to eat. And we look nice. We weren't like, but he did not think that we could even afford to be in there.
That's even better to pull up to that place. Like, I don't care where you find to park it, but you're parking my beat-up car.
You know what I mean? But it was so rude. Like
only if they're rude, right?
Yeah.
If they're not rude, that's different.
And we go in, and we didn't have reservations, and the girl that was there was super sweet. We paid way too much for what we ate, but it was a nice experience. Like, I can say I've been there. And the fact that we pulled up in the hoopty, it was great. It was great.
Park this in a better spot. All this stuff happened the last time I came through here.
Trav doesn't have a problem with that. He's not parking valet. Trav, you would park.
I'd walk from Oxnard.
1.6 miles.
1.6?
Yeah.
There's not a distance that's far enough away for me to pay for parking.
I know.
Not happening.
He doesn't do valet.
Why? Some places you just need to.
Laura, I have no good explanation for why. It is completely illogical, but I despise it. Unless there is literally no other option, I will not do it.
There's places like that there's no other option. But me, I don't pay for it. Like, I'm spoiled. Here, we're spoiled. We have our card, whatever, for the garage. And other places, like, I'm like, I'll walk, man.
I'd park in Alhambra to walk to LA
So
Live.
I'm doing a lap. I'm doing a lap. Can I find parking? And then I give up after about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I bite the bullet.
I'll spend money on stuff, but I'll
give you a perfect example. On Friday, I was in downtown San Diego. I had to handle something in downtown. And I pull up.
That means a hit.
I pull up.
I love SD.
I pull
downtown?
up to the one of the parking lots, not a structure. It's just a parking lot. And I go to pay, you do everything on the app. So it didn't give me an option of how long I was going to be there. It was
flat rate.
It was only all day parking, and it was $40.
Oof.
Wow.
And I'm like, so I already pulled in and all this stuff. And then I'm going to go pay for the parking on the app. And then I just was like, absolutely. Went right back into my car, turned on my car, pulled out, went left, went a couple blocks down, found meter parking, 2 hours,
Nice.
$2. I'm like, all
That's
right,
the way to
now
do
we'll
it.
go.
That's a good.
$40?
That's
What
outrageous.
the hell are you talking about?
It's a lot, man.
What am I, an attorney?
Frank McCourt still owns the parking lot at
Oh,
Dodgers.
yeah.
Every time you go through there and you lay out your
Cha-ching.
40 or 50
It
or whatever
went up.
it is.
It went up,
It was
guys.
40 last year.
Yeah, I think it went up now. I'll Google it. But I think
They
it
need to
did.
build that gondola or whatever.
No,
it is.
the only thing you could thank Frank McCourt for is having to sell, and he sold to literally one of the best groups
It
you
worked
can
out.
possibly
It
sell
worked
for.
out. It's darkest before the dawn, Slee.
Yeah.
That's what they say. Rose, Bud, Thorn thing next.
Yep.
Travis Lee,
Emily?
710 ESPN.
Cappy, the man.
Slap that. I did a little pre-smacking. I did a little pre-smacking.
Yes.
So I'm gonna do my best Emily impression.
Okay.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
So
roars.
It's time for a Rosebud and Thorn.
Yeah.
Roars. So it's a little icebreaker where you talk about one positive thing and one negative thing that kind of happened in the past day or two.
I have 4 negatives.
Oh,
you're
I'm
just
with you,
you're
man.
you're
I'm
like a
with you.
thicket of snarled, thorny bushes.
So Travis, why don't you start off with your Rosebud and Thorn?
Okay, so I'll give you the good one first because for those of you that are listening that are parents, you'll understand exactly what I'm about to tell you. You want your kids to have a win every once in a while where you just don't have to find the silver lining. You don't have to find the life lesson. It worked out and you get to say, hey, good job. I'm so happy that happened for you. You know, say, hey, listen, this is something you're going to use later on in life. This isn't as bad as you think it is. Hey, everything's going to be okay. It's just you just get to say, hey, it all worked out. One of my kids had a little victory yesterday, and it was just nice to be able to say, you know what, good job. There's nothing that feels better than when your kid feels good about him or herself. Nothing makes you feel better than knowing that they feel good.
There you go.
Had one of those moments yesterday, so that's my Rosebud. When you get your kid happy, you're happy.
Solid.
That's a good way to do it. So we had one of those yesterday. The Thorn is, I was driving to work this morning, 5:45-ish, still very dark outside. Not too much traffic quite yet where I am. I'm kind of not down by your, I'm like in the Tustin area down there, Code. And traffic's flowing pretty good. I'm driving, let's call it 80 miles an hour. Okay? Ladder in the middle of the lane, right? That had been hit several times before because it's torn to pieces. It's covering the
demolishing your
entire
car.
lane. So I see it. I don't know how far away. Maybe it's by the time I see what it is and I got to move out of the way, it's maybe 50 feet in front of me. Well, I'm going 80 miles an hour. And you can't yank the wheel at 80 miles an hour. You can't slam on the brakes at 80 miles an hour. So I just move over to the side. And thank goodness no one was next to me because it wasn't, you don't have time to look, check. You're just moving out of the way because you're about to hit something.
God.
My heart didn't start beating normally again until a good 5-10 minutes deeper into the drive. Scared the you-know-what out of me in the ladder in the middle of my lane.
You know how we also will have a cop, right? The cop starts swerving. There's something in there. And we're, what's going on? Well, there's probably a couch in the middle of the freeway. Relax.
Or a ladder.
Or a ladder. So hopefully that happened. That's scary. That's scary there. Okay, Rosebud for me. Simple, stupid, but these are kind of what some of these things are. Last night, I basically had a decision to make. Am I going to go buy dinner or am I just going to make something simple at home, right? And I don't know how you are usually in those decisions, but 9 out of 10, I'm just going to go get something to eat. I didn't do that. You know how many times you kind of look at your refrigerator and you look and you're like, oh, I got nothing. There's nothing here. Like, I'll just be creative. Come up with something. Okay, maybe it's not going to be the best dinner, but do you need to go spend $20, $25 for no reason
Milk
at all?
cheese on top of something. It's a win.
Okay, so we're not too far away from each other. Just the simple fact, I'm just giving myself credit on this one. I didn't go out and get something.
Okay.
I got basically just made a nice wrap. 2 eggs, cheese, turkey, some avocado. Put
Done.
that all on there.
Sounds good.
Put that
Sure
bad
does.
boy together. You know, the egg, I like mine, call it sunny side up, but a little bit, we'll call it
Over medium.
Or over medium.
Over medium.
It's running just a little bit. Use some of that, you know, the tortilla that I have, just kind of scoop it up. It was a good dinner. Save myself $25. Why am I always trying to tell myself you got to go somewhere else? My Thorn. Took Rookie out yesterday, and there's an area like a small little park. It's not completely fenced up. I take Rookie off his leash, which I don't do very often. Got a couple balls, I'm going to throw him around. I couldn't get Rookie. I couldn't get him. Now, he's not going anywhere. He's not going to the street. Like, that's not going to
But you
happen.
couldn't catch him? You're like Rocky chasing the chicken?
No, I just stopped chasing him. I just stopped chasing him. Every time I get close, I have these freaking great treats in front, and I tell him to sit, and he knew that I was going to try to, you know, clip him back in. He's like, I'm off. Takes off.
Bye, Dad.
People are like walking around, whose dog is this? I'm like, what a complete freaking mess. Rookie, pick up your act. This is a bad parent here.
Aw, he's so
Good
handsome.
dog. He's just, you know.
He's a doggy.
Yeah.
Oh, my turn? Okay. So I'm going to start with my Thorn first. So my Thorn, we have a parking garage where I live, and that's where we park. And for whatever reason, I feel like the girl, the main manager that deals with that, has it out for me because every other day, I have a note on my car that says it's a final warning notice for towing because it says I'm parked somewhere where I'm not supposed to be parked or my car's not registered with my sticker. But she called me to tell me to move my car. So I go up there, and I'm like, hey, so what is this about? She goes, I called you because they're doing something on the roof. We don't want to damage your car. And I'm, yeah, but what is this? Like, what is this that you're talking about? She goes, And I'm like, you called me, so clearly my sticker's registered to my car because you knew how to find me. And 2, where I was parked is a non-reserved spot designed for someone, like me, that lives here.
Yeah.
And she goes, we probably left that by mistake. And I was like,
that's a lie.
I was like, no, because you and I had a conversation last week. I said, and we dealt with this already. I'm like, so now at this point, I'm like, I feel like it's a little personal. And she was like, no. And I'm like, the condescending.
Did you believe her?
Hell no. I want her to smack her. I want her to just go bam, 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 but I'm trying to be nice. I'm new there. I just moved in August and I get along with everybody.
Not everybody.
Even her. She's nice. She's always been nice to me. But now it's like you have something against my car. And there's not a lot of red cars in the parking lot. So I feel like she spots mine quickly. But I'm like, girl, I have nothing. There's no reason for you to come at me. So I'm a little bit upset about that.
Okay, that's the thorn there.
That's a good thorn.
That's my thorn. Now my rosebud is, I was a little hard to come up with one until I was like, wait, what? I'm working with you guys.
Hey!
So that's my
right.
rosebud, You guys, it's early, but I love it. Like, it was a
Do you
good.
feel better? Remember in the beginning you said you were a little.
I was nervous.
It didn't show.
I'm still a little nervous.
Great.
Man of the people, host of the year.
That's
It can
right.
be a little nerve-wracking.
That's right.
Yeah.
She was
I
don't
first one
blame
here
her.
this morning. I got here early. I got here a little bit before 7. She was already posted up, ready to go.
Yeah, I was.
Look at
I
that.
was posted
Yeah.
up. But yeah, that's my rosebud. So what about yours,
Good job, Laura.
Cody?
All right, rosebud and thorn. It's correlating. It's has to do something with one another, and it's kind of stupid, just like Alan a little bit. It's about food. So yesterday it was around I took a nap once I got back home in Tustin, and then me and my roommate were kind of hungry. It's probably 9 o'clock, and we're like, what's still open? A lot of things closed now since the pandemic, so we're like, let's just get Wingstop. Wingstop's the easy choice, right? We're like, all right, let's go get it. So this Wingstop, though, that we have near our house is a little notorious for having a little lacking in quality control.
Okay.
So I'll start with the thorn first. So the thorn, they were so we got there, and we're still waiting, and it's like a 15-minute drive. We got there. Our order wasn't ready yet, but they gave us our drinks. So we get our drinks, and then we finally got the food. We go home. I take a sip of the drink, and I got a cherry Coke. It was a little watered down, right? And I'm like, okay, it's fine.
Yeah,
It's
save
not
a little
big
money.
deal.
Throw a little water in there and mix it up. My mom used to do that for years. There'd be this much Tang left. She filled the whole thing up with water. I'm like, Mom, I don't even know what it is anymore. It's like, you're fine.
We pull out we pull out the food, the fries, little cold. We're like, so we're like, this is so on brand for this Wingstop to be so crappy.
Mid.
We're like, And then I pull out. So that's kind of the thorn. Cold fries, little watered down cherry Coke, but the
Okay.
rosebud. So I ordered. I went a little different. I got original hot.
Okay.
And then I decided to
Good
get
choice.
the Lakers legendary garlic.
Ooh.
It's like a little Parmesan garlic,
good.
right? And then so I eat the original hot. That's fine. And then I get to the Lakers legendary garlic. I'm like, I had it before, and I was like, this is a little tastes a little different. So I think they messed up my order, but I'm okay with it because it was like a Cajun garlic and
Sounds
Parmesan.
pretty good.
Yeah, I'm okay with all
It was
of
like
that.
garlic,
Yeah.
Parmesan, and Cajun, and I was like, they definitely messed up because I was like, I had this before, never had this type of spice or tang, but I was like, I'm kind of into it.
But
so I was like,
legit good?
It was super
That
good.
sounds really good.
And I actually got more of that than the original hot, so I'll go with that as the rosebud. So a little positive
question.
and negative.
What did was this for Ask Cody? Was it last week that this
Bean
came up
Nuts,
about
yes.
the wings?
Yeah.
Okay. Did that motivate you at all to go?
Not necessarily.
Sometimes we talk about something, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to go.
My roommates usually, we have 5 choices that we go for foods, and Wingstop is
You
just
know
one
what the
of them.
move is? Is you go, I don't know, it's late at night, so maybe it wasn't going to work out exactly like it last night, but you eat most of it, and you go, this was not what I ordered, and then they replace you with what you did order.
There's 2 wings left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that, Trev?
Yeah. No, but they'll fix it. Because usually, you go to a restaurant, you order a burger, right? Whatever, you take a bite, you're like, this is not
You got
what I
my order wrong. Yeah, but where's your order? I ate it.
We went to this place. I wanted a like the big wave. I want a classic cheeseburger. I wanted cheddar cheese, bacon, pickle, onion, lettuce, tomato. Just classic, right? Yep. Well, they brought me out like this blue cheese bacon thing that had this like béarnaise sauce on it. It was awesome. And I took a bite of it because I'm like, well, this clearly isn't what I ordered. But
Well, let me try it.
I'm going to taste this.
They're going to throw it away anyway.
Ate the whole thing.
That's
it was
true.
delicious.
Have you guys ever had an instance like this might have happened at like McDonald's or like a fast food chain where like you ordered something and you get someone else's order, but you realize that their order is more expensive, so you just take their order?
Hey, that's just good luck.
That's God telling you, here you go. Yeah. Here you go.
I try to return it. Can you put it on this credit card?
You know
Put it
what?
back.
You know what happened to me? So I went to a game at Crypto. I can't believe I'm actually saying it like that. But anyways, and we ordered something, and the guy's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, they brought you the wrong order." I'm like, "Oh, that's fine." He's like, "No, let me make good." I was like, "All right," because ours was more expensive. So they did. And then, he grabs the wrong one, and usually they'll be like, "Oh, here, you can take that one too. It was our mistake." And he like throws it to the trash. And I'm like,
yeah,
bro.
I think they have to.
Well,
no.
usually they'll leave it. They'll just let you keep it.
Yeah, they'll let you keep it.
They'll just
if anything comes back,
we'll make it right, but you just keep that.
It. Yeah. And it wasn't like we needed it, but I'm like, there's people out there, whatever. Like you could. It just bugged me. It bugged me so much, and I don't even know why because we wouldn't have finished it.
There's your thorn for next time. Double thorns.
Sorry, guys.
Double thorns for Laura. Don't forget, pickleball tournament this Saturday. The Pickleball Madness tournament this Saturday at Agape Pickleball Center, Mile Square Park in Fountain Valley. We get going at 10 a.m. We're going to go till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Food, drinks, games, fun zone, basketball all over the TVs. Plus, the biggest birthday card in the world. It is Mace's birthday. We're also going to be celebrating Mason and Ireland's 20th anniversary here at ESPN LA. So RSVP right now for your seat. You go to ESPNLA.com. You click the Pickleball Madness logo. And a big thank you to Children's Dental Fun Zone. Children's Dental Fun Zone. We treat your kids as our own. The Dump coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.
Big news, Laker fans. John Ireland here. You can now stream every Lakers game on the ESPN LA app. Don't miss a second of the action with Michael Thompson and I on the call. Plus, all your live and local Lakers talk every day in the palm of your hand.
You're one tap away from everything Lakers.
You could even win Lakers tickets.
Download the ESPN LA app and bam!
Download the ESPN LA app at the App Store and Google Play.
Administrative mistake or anything, whatever.
Yeah, I'm out 2 days in April. Same thing.
Yeah, it's about the same thing, right? But what he was talking about, why he's here, I thought is really interesting. And he was talking about how he had a conversation with Sean McVay and basically described the sales job that McVay talked about with the type of offense they're going to run, the type of talent that they're going to surround him with, and all of the opportunities available to him. And you could tell, Jimmy, it's like it just made a lot of sense. I was very excited about getting to join not only that team, but to get to go play for that guy. And then he mentioned later in the conversation that I saw what happened to Baker Mayfield after spending 5 weeks with this team, and he got an opportunity to go start somewhere else. Now he signed a $100 million deal. And I don't know if you can really put a value on how important that is if you are a Rams fan, that Sean McVay can sell potential people on coming here. Hey, come here. This is what I can do for you. This is what this team can do for you. We can give you an opportunity. Maybe you're a backup here, but that doesn't mean you're a backup somewhere else. And the opportunity to do that is really hard to quantify, but I think it's incredibly important.
It's big. Listen, it's easy to go sell a starting quarterback. We got a starting job for you.
Right.
Right? What if it's a much less desirable position? What if, hey, we're going to help build you? This is, I don't know if it's the best example, but it's an example. The Dodgers, you might have a pitcher that struggled somewhere else, and you're like, okay, we've had some success. We have some players that we're able to bring into our system. See if you can have some success here. To be honest, your numbers might be a little distorted here because we do have an offense. We are going to be able to protect you better, and maybe that's going to get you a contract somewhere else.
Tyler Anderson.
Tyler Anderson is that's a perfect example. But you can
go trick a dope like Hardy Marino into giving you a whole bunch of money because you pitched well once.
Or how about players that I know they're still with the Dodgers, but Muncy can have success with the Dodgers and maybe wasn't having success before. Whatever the case is, the Garoppolo, there is an actual example. Like there's an example. Look, we had a quarterback come in and have success, and I think, for part of the conversation we talked about yesterday, there is value in a good backup quarterback.
Look, and I'm not saying he's the second coming of Joe Montana. That's not what I'm saying. But Jimmy Garoppolo is much better than anybody realizes. Jimmy Garoppolo took a team to the Super Bowl.
He's competent, and that's all you really need in the NFL.
Absolutely. His record as a starting quarterback in the NFL, it's something like 44-23. It's like 2 to the good. That's not just competency, which is I use that term all the time, and I use it as a compliment. This is what you have to look at. We need to get through today. Do we have a chance? Absolutely, we have a chance with Jimmy G. Matthew Stafford got his ankle rolled up on. He's done for the day. Okay, we got a chance with Jimmy G? Absolutely. Matthew Stafford got his leg rolled up on, and he might not be gone, and he might be gone for the rest of the season, but we're in first place, and we got 4 weeks left in the season. Are you dead? No. Do you love it? Of course not. But are you dead? No. Were the Eagles dead with Nick Foles? No. We've seen other guys step in and be. Are you dead with Skylar Thompson from the Dolphins Yep, you're dead. Two is out. That's it. Not happening. With Jimmy G, you're not dead. It's not perfect, but you're still very much in it.
That's all you're asking for. I think there's a lot of teams in the NFL, if they thought, hey, Jimmy Garoppolo, which I know the Raiders went out and paid, but if you said that's your backup quarterback, I think there's a lot of teams out there that would be happy with that.
The cost of a Final Four ticket for the men is less expensive than a Final Four ticket for the women for the first time in Final Four history. And by the way, it's not really close. The average price for a women's ticket is about $200 more than the average price for a men's ticket.
Get it, girls. I love that.
Well, and I think, one of the things that women's have an advantage of right now in college basketball is I know they're stars. right?
Yeah, you do.
Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
We have a few players out there that were like, okay, hey, I know who this player is, and isn't that kind of the face of any sport? You got to know the name. You got to know who the person is. I'll give you an example. Last year in the Final Four, it was FAU, San Diego State, Connecticut, and I'm drawing a blank on the last. Who was it? Point is that I don't think anybody.
I think you just made the point.
I think nobody knew any of the players.
Right.
Nobody knew any of the actual players over there. The only player that we sort of knew, I know that's Bobby Hurley's brother, who's coaching Connecticut.
And it's not even Dan Hurley. It's Bobby Hurley's brother.
Yeah.
You know who the most famous college basketball player was this year? Men's college basketball player? Bronny James.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And he was on and he was on a bad team. And he didn't play particularly well.
Yeah.
And
you're right.
Okay.
That was the most popular.
But it's because of.
It's because his dad is LeBron James.
LeBron James. Yeah, let's
right?
be real.
And that's not a good point for the sport. And look, there were playing games last night. Oh my gosh! Speaking of this, how about this? Emily was right about this. She watches her UVA basketball pretty closely because she was saying this is a terrible team. They need to blow it up. They need to start over. They lost to Colorado State yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
They missed 19 shots in a row at one point. That for 59 minutes of actual time, like if you start a stopwatch and let it run for 59 minutes, UVA did not score a single point. Now that does include halftime, which is 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But that also means that there's 39 more minutes of actual real time.
How's that game
that's not being taken place?
How is it not canceled? If I was a sponsor for that game, I'd have pulled my sponsorship in the middle of the game.
13:53. So let's call it 14 minutes.
Yeah.
14 minutes of clock time. They didn't score a point. 14 minutes. They didn't score a point.
My gosh.
Even me
Okay.
and Slee could have gone there and run a pick and roll on a bucket.
I'm hitting a one bucket.
14 minutes. You got guys that are ACC basketball players couldn't get the ball in the basket once. Couldn't make a single free throw.
Well, she did say she just wants basically the misery to end.
It did.
It ended.
It did.
It's over.
How is that a product that you're? I mean, I get it. We all like to fill out our brackets. We all like to watch Cinderella and all that. I get it. It's fun for a couple of weeks, but this is not a product.
I used to with college basketball, and this was years ago. I used to really, really get excited for Thursday. Games start at 9 a.m. They're going to basically run till 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. Now my interest is purely on San Diego State University.
Sure.
That's it. I don't have interest past that. Doesn't mean I won't watch a game here or there. It doesn't mean if somebody says, hey, this number 15 seed is up 5 with 3 minutes left to go. But you got to be specific of why I'm tuning into it.
All right, I'm gonna take all of us at our word right here. Don't look around the studio. Just kind of all look at each other.
Okay.
Can you tell me the 4 seeds in college basketball, the number 1 seeds in the men's tournament? The number 1 team, the 4 best teams in the country.
I think the only one that I could tell you is I'm assuming Houston is on there because
they are.
They were for a while.
I think that's one.
And Connecticut is.
Okay, there's
is
2
on there as well. They're the number 1
Anybody
overall
else?
seed, and that should do it, my brother.
Yeah, that's the
Code?
one.
Should do it.
UConn, Houston, Purdue.
Yes.
Yeah, Purdue's
one more to go,
and we can't even confirm or deny because
I think it's
just push Sedano's is right there. Push it over.
I got it. I just looked at it down there. It's a blue blood. Think
Kansas?
blue bloods. No.
Kentucky.
No.
Oh, UNC.
Carolina.
I actually have them as my winner.
Yeah.
See? There you go.
But then he
That's
didn't even
all
think
winning
about
all
it.
So sick.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Mason Island don't want to hang out with us.
You know
today?
what we should do, Cody,
They
right
wanna
now?
hang out with us.
We should do a little super
The hell
crosstalk.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Mason and Ireland to join Travis and Slee?
Super Crosstalk begins. Super Crosstalk presented by In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out. That's what a hamburger is all about.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
At 3 a.m., you were.
I was. My alarm went off.
Okay.
And
then
I
what?
said, F this, and I went back to sleep.
Ireland, you
no
didn't even
way.
say, although you're an insomniac, so you might have been awake anyway.
No, but it was weird. I set my alarm because someone
whose name might rhyme with Meave Sason, swore to me that the game was not on Spectrum Sportsnet, that it was only on...
I didn't swear. I just knew it was on ESPN.
Exact opposite. It was only available on Spectrum Sportsnet.
No, is that right?
Yeah.
I thought it was on ESPN.
Yeah,
it was, but it was blacked out in Los Angeles.
So I was stunned. I taped ESPN, and automatically my TiVo...
It'll find it.
Taped it and taped Joe Davis and Oral.
Oh, nice.
So I saw the whole game when
See,
I woke up.
I got Sports Center when I woke up. I hit, because I recorded ESPN.
Yeah.
It said MLB baseball. I hit the record, and then it turns out they didn't have the game at all. So I didn't even
But
have
then
the
you
game
decided,
in your area.
Then you decided to just watch Sports Center at 3 a.m.
Right.
to prepare for the show with Colorado State and Virginia
I'll
yesterday.
tell you what, is that why Emily's off today? Because Virginia was so bad?
Yeah. She predicted it.
They
She
apparently
did.
went 9 minutes without scoring a
No,
basket.
no.
It's worse?
14 minutes.
14 minutes.
14 minutes of clock time. An entire hour of real time elapsed within between baskets.
That Tony Bennett style of basketball
great.
really works.
Although he won a title doing it.
He
did.
did. Just ugly.
Have you guys watch a lot of baseball? I watch a lot of baseball, but saying I've never seen that in baseball before, Scully was saying that 70 years into calling games. You guys ever seen a ball just go through
Not
somebody's
through the
glove
roof.
before?
Oh, I was going to say
that was
through
a new
the roof, too.
No, well, but
it busted a hole in the
Cronenworth,
roof.
the ball went right through the center of his glove.
Yes.
Yeah, it looked like the webbing
Broke.
wasn't tied tight enough. Yeah, and broke. No, I've never seen that.
Which is why the game yesterday should not have counted, or this morning.
I was
should not
talking to
have counted.
Bergman earlier this morning, and I said, now, Cronenworth got an error for that.
He did.
But he really doesn't deserve the
No, he doesn't.
That was a 3-6-1 double play.
Probably.
Written all over it if it weren't for the glove.
You were saying that there's
But
no
wait a
really
minute.
way.
He's responsible for making sure he has a functioning
So,
glove. That's the
can,
error.
Can I nerd out real quick for a
Yeah,
second?
nerd away.
Okay, so the type of glove that he has like an H web.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like this.
What a nerd.
The old H-web.
The leather straps that sew all those pieces together run through the middle of the H's. You can't see the vast majority of them. So clearly that piece of leather that ultimately broke was ready to snap. You can't see it. It's on the inside of the glove, so it's just terrible
Okay,
luck.
but I have no problem giving him an error.
No, it's an error.
No, it's an error, but I'm just
What
saying,
could
it
have
really
happened?
wasn't
So I was telling Slee, here's what could have happened, and I think it probably would have happened anyway. Let's say instead of the ball going to Cronenworth, it's a ground ball to Manny Machado, and he picks it up to throw
Fires
it across
it
the
over to
diamond.
first.
It goes right through the glove anyway. The guy's safe
Right,
anyway.
right.
Because the next time the
And
ball...
by the way, Machado, do you guys know why Machado didn't play in the field?
I don't.
He
I don't.
DH'd.
Maybe he's got an elbow or
The
something.
guy who played in place of him made a great defensive play.
He also had the air. Give up that first
when
one.
they throw the ball, the next time the ball hit the pocket of that glove, it was going through it. It just happened to be hit to him.
Yes.
But if there was a throw, it still was going to be an error on Cronenworth, and runs were coming in.
Now, when Ohtani hit the ball, and I've watched the highlights of this,
one that
down
hit
the
the
right
ceiling?
field line, hit the roof, and apparently just broke right through the roof and kept on going.
You know, he's done that before.
Oh, really?
At the Tokyo Dome, which there's a highlight in there when he was obviously in the Japanese league. He's done that before. Literally, everybody just stopped because they didn't know, like, okay, what do you do? The ball just went through whatever
it's like
webbing
Paul
it is.
Bunyan stuff.
It really is.
It just doesn't mean that guy's hitting it through the roof of the stadium.
Stupid.
That doesn't even make any sense.
So I heard you driving in, Trev. You would give Glasnow a C- for that game?
C.
Yeah, I would agree.
I would
I said B-.
Yeah, I'm
Four
with
walks.
Slee.
No, you can't walk four guys
Yeah,
in
I
four
don't-
innings.
Two runs
I
in
don't care if
5
you walk
innings.
10 guys. I'm with
Yeah.
Slee.
Then
You
you're
give
wrong.
up 2 runs.
Yeah,
you're
two
in.
runs in
That's
5
just
innings.
wrong.
I think
That's just wrong.
4 walks and 2 strikeouts.
4 walks in, I think it was 3 strikeouts.
3
but
strikeouts?
A walk in inning is playing with fire. That will never
Right.
work.
But if they don't score, what difference does it make?
Because you're not pitching well. That's what I'm grading him on. I'm grading him on how he pitched,
Not
not
the
the
result.
result necessarily. His pitching was mediocre.
2 runs, 5 innings.
Yeah. 4 walks,
4 walks.
4 innings.
If it weren't for the walks,
I'm
I'd
with
say,
you.
oh, yeah,
Productive. I'm
great.
with you.
But you walk that many guys, you are playing with fire.
Can't walk
But
guys.
I would say, he had a decent start.
It was fine.
Yeah,
it was
fine.
it was
The
average.
game was Like, the game
It's a
was
bad
sloppy.
game.
Awake for it?
No, I did
Oh,
not.
okay.
I did not
Yeah,
wake
we're
up.
all talking.
No,
the game was
no extra base hits.
Yes.
But we weren't
There
awake for
were
it.
13 walks
Yes.
and
Padres
2
gave up-
errors. That's not a good baseball
Yeah,
game.
Padres
Padres
gave
are-
up 9 walks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Used 8 pitchers. I mean, that's not a clean game by any
No,
stretch.
the Dodger bullpen
Looked
was
good.
very good.
Looked good.
Threw up zeros.
Looked good. Kelly looked good. By the way,
Brazier.
Brazier was a fine.
Yeah, and they signed him to a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
They
They pulled him off the scrap heap of the Red Sox
guy.
last year.
Yeah, yeah.
You guys should talk about something. I'm going.
Trav is dropping
you're
glass
leaving?
now.
I am.
Trav
more
wants
baseball.
Glasnow off the team. He wants to pitch
Look,
clock.
he got out of
Well,
there
I wouldn't have
healthy.
given him that contract. But, I mean, who am I to doubt Andrew Friedman? Every time that guy does something,
No,
it normally
but that's
works.
not. I'm with you. That's not a Dodger contract.
Right.
When they first
Very
traded
unlike
for him,
them. They didn't need to give him the extension either.
He had 1 year left.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
135 for that's just not typically a Dodger contract.
This reminds me of when the Rams gave Jared Goff a deal a year before they had to give it to him. They didn't need to give it to him, and they gave it to him anyway. And they had to give up a bunch of number ones to get rid of him.
To get rid of him, yeah.
But let's see. Maybe Glasnow will prove us all wrong. He's from
I think
Valencia.
he'll have a good year. I just didn't think that was an especially good start.
Well, his career high in starts is 19.
21.
I heard it was
21
wasn't it last year?
Yeah, 21.
It was 21 last year. Still, that's low.
Yeah, very low.
Trav changed his contract with you guys.
He did
He's
what?
basically decided like 108 is like his.
Is that really 108?
Wait, I can do that
It's his
because
cutoff.
if I'm doing that, then my time for Sedano and Cap is 404.
Because right now we go to
Yeah, but-
412.
So if it's an
But
option,
he's a negotiator, like no tomorrow. I mean, he
Yeah.
basically put them to the fire.
So
and
he's
said,
a
"I'm not
108
signing."
kind of guy now?
he's
108
leaving
now.
108. I'm going to beat that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now.
I feel like 404 is the number. now.
And today we are leaving in honor of Trav. We're leaving at 404.
404.
Kaplan will love that.
Yeah,
Well, I
he
think
will
is
love-
he's
Where are you
gonna-
going?
He's going to
Yeah.
end up talking to somebody in the hallway, and him and I are
Right.
still going to walk out together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's he going?
I think Michael might have a baseball game.
okay, got it.
Yeah. I have baseball games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, that Cecil Hotel thing, they should tear that thing down.
Okay, but who's going to.
Have you the Cecil Hotel thing they were talking about
You
earlier?
seen that
It's a-
doc?
No.
There's a documentary
I
about
don't
the
know anything
Cecil
about it.
Hotel here in downtown LA where there've been murders and
Since, like,
the
the
Night Stalker
40s.
used to hang out and they found a body in the building, like in the basement or something.
Right.
And now they're talking
No,
about
the body was in the water tower.
Oh, that's so freaky.
Okay, this reminds me of a great story.
You have to see this doc. The doc
Yeah,
is
the doc
is
is
it on
amazing.
Netflix?
I'll find out.
I
what it
think
is.
it's on Netflix, yeah.
All right, so one time we're checking into this hotel in Memphis, and the way it works when you travel with a basketball team, when you get to the hotel, there's a big like card table set up with a bunch of envelopes on it. One of the envelopes has your name. You just grab your envelope and look on the back, and it'll have your room number, and you go up to your room. So normally they keep all of us media types on the same floor. So like me, Trudell, Michael, Stu, Billy, all the Spectrum guys are all in the same
area.
floor.
Mhm.
So we all go up to, I don't know what it was, the 8th floor. And Mark Shaw, our TV producer, looks at his envelope, looks at the room number, goes, and he's getting ready to put his key to open the door, and the door opens, and they're wheeling a dead body out.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Now, do you stay in that room?
Hell no. Wait a minute. You're going to a room where they just hauled a dead body out
Yeah.
of? No, my God, no.
I can't remember.
I can't believe you're even renting that room out.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
You know
do
what?
it the next day.
Let me. I'm
Don't-
gonna, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
don't
try.
wanna
I'm gonna try and call him and see if he answers.
cross
his phone.
paths
Sorry,
with a
guys,
dead
we're
body.
full
I
with the
can't
hotel. This is
remember-
the only one we
We
have.
got it.
I can't
We're cleaning up
remember
your room right now.
if he stayed in that room.
They're just
or
spraying.
not.
We're cleaning up your room. It's all right.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm calling him now. Let's see
Okay.
we'll see if he answers his phone.
That's a crazy story.
Yeah, I can't remember what he did. I think, if I remember correctly, he
couldn't have possibly stayed in
no,
the
there
way.
wasn't another room.
So he stayed in the dead body room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's crazy.
Would you buy a house that's on the market where there's
Where they're wheeling a.
Where
All
there's
right, he's not
okay,
picking up.
listen, if somebody passed away just because of,
right,
age,
like my house in Westwood, a little old lady died in the kitchen. I was fine with that.
Okay.
She died of natural causes. She wasn't murder or anything like
what
that.
if there was a murder?
Yeah, no.
Would you? I wouldn't either.
I know where you're
I know
going
we
with
say that casually here, but I'm being honest. I can't buy a house that's even if it's
What if you're getting an unbelievable
discounted?
deal?
Yeah, what if it's a
Like,
great
okay,
bargain?
here's a good example.
That's part of
OJ's
the
house
pitch.
on Rockingham was a really nice house, but all the looky-loos started driving by it after the
sure.
murders. The people that eventually bought it leveled the whole thing and put up a whole new house. Would you do that if you got a great deal on it?
That's the problem. That I'm okay with.
Okay,
That-
what about
that's much different?
What about the Nicole Brown place,
Apartment?
which is
In
still there
in Brentwood?
Yeah.
Yep, it's still there. They
No,
did
they-
a total remodel of it, so it doesn't
That's
look
a
like.
great question.
Not doing
Yeah.
it. Not doing it.
Can't do it.
I'm not doing
Could
it.
I live in and the murders were committed in the walkway?
Correct
right?
in the walkway.
Could I live in that house if they gave me an unbelievable? I don't think I could do it.
That'd be really
I think
tough.
it'd be in my head too much.
It's basically you're living in a house where No, I one can't of the do it. most famous murders of all time happened.
It doesn't have to be that. Any type of.
But but
shenanigans.
little old lady dies in the kitchen. You'd
I'm
be
okay.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
Why do we say
but
that
what
so
if she's
casually?
murdered? Then I really have a tough decision. I don't know. How bad was it?
What if I give you like the deal of a lifetime? What if it's a $3 million house and I'm giving it to you for
Mace,
like
don't live there.
1.5?
Mace isn't even going to live
Real
there.
estate is tough
He's
in this town.
Mace is going to rent it out.
Yeah, well, that'll be a good rental. That'll be a good rental property.
But are you required
to
as
disclose?
The owner to disclose?
Wait, on a rent, you're a landlord. I was a landlord. Do you have to disclose that there was a murder when you're renting an apartment?
I've never had a home where that was the case. I would have. I don't know.
Yeah. Those disclosures.
Somebody in real estate
Just
will
get a
know.
property
Those disclosures
manager and
are
call it a
interesting.
day.
Like when I bought my place in Venice, my second place in Venice, one of the disclosures was waves are really loud. I'm like, well,
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing to disclose. But yeah, no, I'll take that.
California Civil Code requires landlords to disclose to prospective tenants any death that has occurred on the rental property premises within the past 3 years.
There you
but
go.
See, in the case of the
Past the
Brentwood
waiting
place,
period.
yeah,
It's
the
past
3
that.
years has elapsed.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing today?
We have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, no clue. Just screwing around.
Sometimes that's the best shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got. We're going to fill out our brackets. Ireland, did you figure out your brackets and all that? Do you have a Final Four yet?
I just did it.
Do you got SDSU at least in the Sweet 16?
No, I got them winning 2 games.
Okay, they're in the
Yeah,
Sweet
that's
16.
Sweet 16.
We're good. And then you got them losing to UConn. Then I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Who's
I've
the
got
number one
I picked
overall
UConn,
seed?
I picked UConn to win it.
All right, that'd be back to back.
I
for
don't
them.
have them going to the Sweet 16.
Come on, man. Who do you have them losing? Auburn?
I have them losing to Auburn.
Come on,
So
Mace.
what's your Final Four, Ireland?
Need you.
2 1s, a 2, and a 3.
I'm 2 1s and 2 2s.
Yeah, here's mine
there it
right
is
here.
right there.
So my Final Four is UConn, Kentucky, Purdue, and Arizona.
Okay, we have one overlap. I've got Connecticut, Arizona, Marquette, and Purdue.
Okay, so I have Kentucky and you have Marquette.
Correct. Yeah.
I
Otherwise, we have the same Final Four.
Yeah, but I ran Kentucky way out as my squirrel team. I got them going all the way to the final.
They got talent.
They got NBA talent every year.
You guys are all wrong. SDSU is going to the Final Four. Brought to you
Wait a
by
minute. 2 years in a row.
Supercross Talk
2
is
years
brought
in
to
a
you by
row?
In-N-Out Burger. Always
Do you
fresh
believe
and made to
lightning can
order.
strike twice?
At In-N-Out.
You're a
That's what a
dreamer.
hamburger's all about.
SDSU.
We'll see you guys at Island.